What's going on, my people? This your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you... Okay, people, we ready. Listen, go to OBF, the Cash App, people, and donate to the channel. We highly appreciate it. Listen, man. I don't really like doing shit about Trump, like really like you know how I used to do a lot of videos about Trump, like, and what I mean by like, letting him talk and shit, or just say stupid shit, you know what I mean, how ignorant he is. I focus on the people that's around him, right? I focus on the people that voted for him, because he's not the problem anymore. Everybody know what Trump is. So the people around him that enable him and let him get away with shit that he shouldn't get away with, the people that voted for him, the people that continue to keep supporting him, I usually do videos about them, right? They know who Trump is. I know who Trump is. Y'all know who Trump is. So it's like, it's not like there's no reason to do anything like to really speak about a lot of shit that Trump says, right? It's about talking about his behaviors or what he's doing and how people are allowing it. But today we're going to do Trump first 100 days, and he does an interview at ABC or some shit like that. And the shit is just horrible. I didn't see the whole thing. I just caught some clips of it, but we're going to try to get through as much as we can get through this almost close to an hour interview. This shit is just disturbing. Let's get into it.
This is an ABC News special from inside the White House.
When you stepped back in the Oval Office after you were reelected, right? What went through your mind? Triumphant when you walked back? Yes, there's a feeling of triumph.
President Donald J. Trump on his 100th day in office, from the #1 issue, the economy.
People are worried, and some people who voted for you saying, I didn't sign up for this. So how do you answer those concerns? Well, they did sign up for it, actually.
To immigration.
It is an undeniable fact that illegal crossings at the southern border have plummeted, a staggering decline. But there are questions about your methods.
To Elon Musk.
Did DOGE go too far, too fast, too reckless?
And the concerns from many Americans about the impact of tariffs.
Everything's going to be just fine.
President Trump, the first 100 days, the interview in the Oval Office with ABC News anchor and senior national correspondent Terry Moran.
Earlier today, I sat down with President Trump in the Oval Office for an exclusive interview on his 100th day of his second term. It was a great opportunity to ask him some wide-ranging questions.
Let me show y'all how like despicable Trump and his people are. He at the White House, right? This motherfucker got signs up. Like, you know how you have signs or posters of people's faces? Like if you're going to like vote for them or something like that, candidate, or they're candidate for something. This motherfucker got, I guess, people that he deported, that was criminals or whatever, that was illegal. This motherfucker got shit lined up on the White House lawn, like this is a badge of honor. Listen, let me just say this, people. I don't condone people committing violence and shit. I mean, committing crimes and committing violence, right? But it's nothing to brag about, right? Like, it's nothing to brag about it, bringing people to justice that deserve to be where the fuck they are. To me, when you do heinous shit like that, you should not even be recognized, right? It's like like a serial killer. A lot of serial killers, they like to be recognized. They want their faces out there and shit like that. Right? Like, why are you glorifying these motherfuckers? In a way, you kind of like trying to be, I'm proud I took them down. Like Trump, I just don't get it, man. The dude a weirdo to me. I'm just sorry. And Trump people are weird to me too as well. But anyway, let's move on.
It's about the issues that most concern so many Americans. We talked about the economy and his tariffs. We talked about immigration and those deportations. And you can see here the White House has put up some posters that they say show some of the violent criminals that have so far been deported. We talked about a lot more as well. The president's answers were provocative, at times combative, and always he was strong in his convictions about his policies. But before we get to the interview, we begin tonight with a look inside the Oval Office that Donald Trump has transformed.
Hello, everybody. How are you? This is the Oval Office. This is the Resolute desk, which is really something very spectacular. There's nothing quite like it. And they give you a choice of about 7 different desks, but this is the one I chose. Ronald Reagan had it. FDR had it. A few people had it, but I found it to be the most beautiful.
It is amazing.
This is
Like this is what I'm saying. Like, stop trying. Like, this is why I don't think people should be interviewing Trump. If he going to be doing stupid shit like this, like, just let him go at the podium or something and do his little. Like, people need to stop interviewing this dude. Like, you trying to like somehow humanize him. He's not a good human being. Talking about a fucking desk. Nobody gives a fuck about that desk. It's the most beautiful one. No, nobody cares. I don't give a fuck about Ronald Reagan had that or FDR. What? I don't give a fuck. Like, that's that shit I'm talking about. This motherfucker's out here destroying people's lives, literally. And they start all with some buck. Let's move on, man. I'm already annoyed.
an amazing space and amazing, maybe architecturally wonderful, but amazing for what it represents. It represents the U.S. And if properly used, a lot of good things can happen.
I see Ronald Reagan over there.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan.
Right here.
If it's properly used, good things can happen. What are you talking about? It's a desk, bro. If it's properly used. What do that even mean? Like, yo, we got an idiot for president. He's an idiot. Not my president, but I'm just saying, shouldn't be your president, but he's the president. We got an idiot for a president. Like, this dude, like yo, listen, people, if he wasn't so goddamn racist, and a lot of white people weren't so goddamn racist and bigoted, yo, people would call Trump mental retarded. He talks like, listen, no disrespect to a 5-year-old or 10-year-old. I know 10-year-olds speak better than him. Listen, this dude sounds like a fucking child. He a grown-ass man, dog. And, like, come on, man. Let's move on. This motherfucker got racist-ass Ronald Reagan on the wall. Who give a fuck about no Ronald Reagan? Right, let's move on, man.
Left. Being in the Oval Office is very important. See Ronald Reagan here, and put him a little bit larger. It sort of seemed to fit very nicely. You have Democrats a little bit. You have
Franklin Roosevelt.
So you look at that picture and people say, well, what's he doing up there? But look, he was a serious president, whether we like it or not. He was a 4-termer and went through a war.
And he was a racist. That's why you got him up there. Well, fuck, he was a Democrat. He was like a Republican back in the day. What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? He was a racist. Just like all the motherfuckers you probably got on the wall. Listen, 99% of the motherfuckers that you have on the wall is racist. Was racist. Let's move on.
You have Lincoln, you have Washington, but you look over here, that's Monroe, the Monroe Doctrine.
Why is he up there?
I think the Monroe Doctrine was pretty important. That was his claim to fame. Over here, you have the original of Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. And of course, you have the Declaration of Independence.
What does it mean to you?
Well,
and first of all, he don't respect none of that shit. He don't listen. First of all, Trump don't respect none of them people and shit. He might admire some of them in a way, but he don't like, yo, this is weird, bro. Let's move on.
Means exactly what it says. It's a declaration. It's a declaration of unity and love and respect, and it means a lot. And it's something very special to our country.
Lincoln's portrait up there. I'm not familiar with that one, but I think when I'm looking at that famous line in the second inaugural with malice toward none, with
Right,
charity toward
right.
all.
Well, he was a great president. He went through a lot.
And the Oval Office is always changing between presidents.
First of all, he wasn't great. Abraham Lincoln bamboozled black people to get involved in the Civil War and promised black people shit, and he didn't allow it. I mean, and he did exactly what all the slave owners did. He was a slave owner too. So like, I mean, what we talking about here, man? Let's move on, man. He was fucking one of his slaves. Abraham Lincoln most likely was gay. Let's be real. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't know why this country keep like glorifying these slave owners. They didn't do as much good shit for all people or enough people. They put it like this. They did a lot more bad shit than they did good. All them presidents. They're no good people. They're not good people. They was not good people at all. We keep praising these motherfuckers like they was somebody great. They was not. These motherfuckers was bad people. With Samuel Jackson, I hope they ride in hell for all the fucking bad shit they did. Come on, man. Let's move on, man. Black people, we should never be glorifying these presidents. Just like Trump is our enemy, so was all those so-called forefathers, great presidents that he's talking about. Nothing great about these motherfuckers.
And
It
that
changes,
says
yeah,
something.
it does.
What does this say about how you feel about the country and the office?
Well, I think it says I love the country. I mean, I'm putting pictures of presidents up that have never been up. Pictures that weren't.
First of all, you don't love this country, bitch. You are a mooch. You are a scam artist. You are a convicted felon, but you love the country. You the same motherfucker that breaks country laws, get convicted, but you still somehow love the country. You the same motherfucker that the Supreme Court told you that you can't do that deportation shit and send the dude back from Guatemala. I think that's where he was from, El Salvador, where they sent them at. And you still didn't do it. You don't appreciate shit. You don't love the country. You don't appreciate the country. You don't give a fuck about this country at all. Every chance you get, you want to change the rules of the Constitution and a whole bunch of other shit. Just rules, period. You don't abide by no rules. You like a little baby Hitler in that bitch. You want to be Hitler so bad. Want to be Putin Jr. This dude getting on my nerves, man. Let's move on.
Largely used in many cases, great men, in this case men, but great men, great achievement.
And your every detail.
Yeah.
This is your office.
I'm a very detailed person. I'm a very clean person. I like cleanliness. I like to see the space be treated properly. I've added a lot to the space in terms of beautification, in terms of modernization. That's
a gallery of presidents.
It really
Did
is.
this motherfucker say beautification? This nigga he up here making up words and shit. Boy, they better not tell black people about Ebonics. This nigga Trump just making up words. Beautification. Listen, maybe I'm wrong. I ain't never heard of no shit like that. But okay, let's move on. This nigga's crazy.
And it's an honor to have you people with us.
Mr. President, thank you for doing this.
Thank you very much.
Here in the Oval Office, it's special. 100 days into your second term. So what's the one thing, just one thing, that you think is the most significant thing you've done so far in these 100 days?
Well, I think maybe the border is the most significant because our country was really going bad. They were allowing people to come in from prisons, as you know, and you've heard me say it, but you've heard a lot of people say it. Prisons, mental institutions, gang members, murderers.
First of all, he's a liar. Mind you, a lot of the shit Trump says is just shit that he makes up. People coming from mental institutions. That's how the first of all, we haven't seen any proof of that. So that's a lie. Now listen, some of them a lot of them probably was criminals. But like I said, he lies so much you don't even know if he's telling the truth about that shit. And listen, and let me say this. I want to retract something I said. Trump has locked down the border, right? So that's my bad. He actually did do that. He actually did stop people from coming across the border. Like motherfuckers ain't coming across the border like they was. The bad part about it is that I was researching, trying to figure out, because you know we have people from Mexico and shit like that that come over here to these farms and work, and they got like work visas. They come over and they work, and then they go to fuck back home. Now, I was looking up for this shit to see if that program is still going on, and I haven't seen anything of a yes or no situation about that. So, like I said, that could be part of why the farmers are getting hurt like that. They probably hurting real bad. But like I said, until I get out information about that, I don't know if it's factual or true or not that people are still coming over with work visas and working and then going back, because they come over and they work and then they go back to Mexico where they, where they from. You know what I mean? So other than that, Trump has locked down the border. Ain't nobody come across the border like that at all. So, I mean, I guess if you want to give him an accomplishment, that's kind of what that's only good. I mean, I ain't gonna say the good thing he did. I mean, I guess that's good. But anyway, let's move on.
Many murders, 11,888, they think. Some murdered more than one person. So you had murderers coming in, you had everybody coming in, and not just South America, from all over the world. They were emptying their prisons into our country. And now it's totally closed down. And you've seen...
First of all, he's a liar. He's a liar. Talk about people was other countries was in their prisons and just pushing them over here. Like listen, first of all, there's no proof of that. He's just saying that shit. That's fear mongering to Trump supporters. There's no proof of that shit. He's just saying that to act like he's stopping crime. You're not stopping crime. People, and let me just say this once again. For all the stupid Trump supporters out here, these are facts. You can look it up, Google it, do whatever the fuck you need to do. Listen. Excuse me. Crime is still where it is. Before Trump so-called shut down the border and was deporting people because of more Americans commit more crimes than fucking any illegal immigrant. They commit way more crime. So the crime rate ain't go down. People selling drugs coming over here. He haven't stopped none of that shit. Ain't nothing changed. Doing all this deportation and crime still where it is. Homicide still where they are. People still getting drugs. You know, like I told y'all, we make more of the fucking drugs here. At least 75% of it. Let's move on, man. This dude is just a liar. And the bad part about it, you would think that he'd be telling the truth about some of this shit because it sound good, right? But if you start researching some of this shit and figuring out if he's telling the truth or not, and then you find out that he lies, and then on top of that, he lies before he even knows anything. They just give him talking points a lot of the times, or whatever the fuck he may want to believe, or the people around him tell him shit, and he go with that without even researching the shit himself. Or saying, well, let me see the evidence of what you're saying. He doesn't do that. The man is a habitual liar. All he does is lie. So how can you believe anything this man says? He lies more than a little truth come out that he says. Listen, politicians, they lie. All politicians, they all, listen, even if they get, like you, some politicians give you half truths or they deflect, right? All politicians does that. But Trump is the worst politician I have ever seen in my life. He lies more than you can't believe shit he says because he lies so much. You want to give him the benefit of doubt of some shit, but you know that he lies too much. Even in some shit that's true that he might say, you question that. If you ain't a fucking cult, somebody in the cult with this shit with Trump, you ain't in the Trump cult. You'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Hold on, yo, it sound right, but maybe we gotta check this shit. I mean, even though you should check anything, but you know what I'm saying, when it comes to any of these politicians. But for him, you can't even really give him the benefit of the doubt of some shit that even sounds like it's true. That's how much of a fucking liar he is. But anyway, let's move on.
Just yesterday, they announced 99.9%. Nobody thought that could happen. And it happened quickly, very quickly. And I think that's very significant. But we're doing other things that are very significant. The results will take a little bit longer because it's one of those, it's complicated.
Hold on. It's not complicated. Let me tell you exactly what Trump did. Let me give people a reminder of why Trump did what he did. He didn't give a fuck about stopping people from coming across the border. He wanted to run on this shit so he can win, so he can stay out of jail. They had a damn near bipartisan bill for the same shit, the same shit that Trump is doing at the border, shutting it down. Damn near similar of what he's doing. Went deeper than a lot of shit that he's actually doing. Right? And Trump told the Republicans no. And it was a Republican bill. It was a Trump supporter, Republican in the Senate. It was his bill. And Trump told all of them, no, we're not doing that. Because I need to run on that to win so I can stay out of jail. That's basically the fucking what happened. So everything Trump is doing, everybody was like, well, he said he was going to do all this. Like, okay. He don't get no credit for that. This shit could have happened under Biden, but listen, man. Damn it, man. I wish a lot of people in this country was actually very, very in tune with their humanity. Instead of just walking life blindly to being cults to just defend either side, like just, you know what I mean? I don't like that people are like this in this country. It makes us look stupid. Like we can't think for ourselves. Listen, I tell you, when everybody talk about they want a smaller government, the reason that a lot of people say that is because they want to break laws. A lot of the times, a lot of people, they don't like certain shit, right? Because they can get caught for committing crimes. But what happens when you have a small government like this, like what Trump is trying to do, is that you turn the month of one party into a dictatorship. That's what happens. And that's all Trump did. And like it was in Project 2025, but people act like they didn't. Like I said, a lot of Trump supporters don't comprehend shit because they stupid. But anyway, let's move on.
Many years of trading abuse. We've been abused by other countries for years and years. They laughed at us. They thought we were stupid people, and we're fixing it.
You ain't fixing nothing because they still think we stupid. If that's the case, they still think we stupid. And second of all, Trump, we the greatest country in the world. Well, we were. Until your dumb ass got in here. We was at least getting back to that. Because you fucked it up the first time. And then now you coming in, you destroy every fucking thing. Talking about we was the laughing stock. Listen, once you became president the first time and now the second time, we the laughing stock. Every time you get in here, they laugh at us. The world was abusing us. Abusing us how? You don't even understand how the economy works. Let's move on. Like I said, man, listen. Hopefully he does not taint shit because I don't want to see people in America, the regular folks, hurt, financially losing jobs and all that other shit. Listen, I don't want that, people. Don't get me. Let me make that very clear. Don't get me wrong. But we need this type of shit from Trump of fucking this country up so people realize how good that we do have it. Yeah, was the country perfect? No. We was trying to push for perfect, but we'd never ever be perfect. But we was trying to push for something better. And all he doing is fucking the country up. Taking us back, cutting shit that he shouldn't be fucking with. People put damn near half of their lives or their lives in Social Security, and they want to cut that shit so they can give money to the rich that ain't gonna never ever need Social Security. Listen, let me just say this to all the millionaires and the billionaires. You niggas cry about taxes. You make millions of dollars. Some of you make millions of dollars a day. Some of you make $1 million a week, thousands of dollars a day. Listen, motherfuckers out here working 9 to 5, getting paid maybe $100 a day. And we ain't getting that directly. Soon we work, we get that. We got to wait to a week or 2 weeks, or certain people on salary once a month. Like, what are you talking about? Listen, it is more people in this country that ain't millionaires, that ain't making no type of money of that 1%. And we pay more taxes than you do. What are you talking about? And I told you about the behaviors of taking certain government money, right? Like Trump fucked this country up so bad and fucked up the pandemic so bad that now some states are now raising taxes and rent and shit like that, and gas and electric and shit like that, and state taxes, because of the simple fact they had to help the people out. Was hurting because he mismanaged the fucking country with a fucking COVID situation. With the COVID situation. He did that. Not Biden. He did that. Motherfucker said, well, Biden put us in debt. He was trying to help people. You know how many fucking businesses went under? You know how many people lost their homes? But these rich motherfuckers, they can't understand none of that anymore. or they don't give a fuck about it. But y'all let this dude just get away with the shit that how he fucked this country up. And somehow he's going to make it great again. Like, get the fuck out of here. Let's move on, man.
And I think that's going to be very, very important. But
I have a lot of ground to cover.
yeah, I would really say that the border is so important. You know, just
And
can't.
we'll get there.
let that
Immigration,
happen.
huge. And we're going to get there. But I want to start
Sure.
with the
First
economy.
of all, we ain't going to get there. Let me explain something to y'all. Now, I want y'all to really understand this, because this is for the stupid people, right? All these executive orders, all this shit that Trump is doing, if a Democrat president gets in there, or some type of decent type of Republican gets in office the next time, a lot of what Trump policies that he had at the border or the executive orders that he got goes away because they ain't permanent. If Trump wanted to make this shit permanent, this shit is a publicity stunt. If he wanted to make this shit real, he got the Congress, and he's the president. You notice they haven't got together and passed a fucking policy, huh? To make it all this shit that Trump says is working for the border and all this other shit. You gotta pass that shit through Congress so it can be law, permanent. This shit ain't nothing but a publicity stunt. But Trump supporters are stupid. What the bad part about Trump supporters, what Trump is doing is he got the executive orders to do it, but it's not legal. It's not permanent. It's just if you could just say it's a Band-Aid. Because let's just say a Democrat president get in, all that shit, them executive orders, they can get rid of all that shit. They can go ahead and throw their executive orders in there to get rid of all them fucking executive orders. Because it ain't permanent. It's a Band-Aid. He's not serious about what he's talking about. Until Congress passed the fucking law of his border stoppage and all that other shit that he's doing with this border control, all this shit. Until Congress does that, this shit is nothing but a publicity stunt for stupid Trump supporters. And you are stupid. Because like I told you, y'all don't know how shit works.
The number one issue for so many people, for just about everybody, it's one of the main reasons that you're back in this office. And now we have this trade war with China that Moody's and other analysts say is going to cost American families thousands of more dollars per year. And there is a lot of concern out there. People are worried, and some people who voted for you saying, I didn't sign up for this. So how do you answer those concerns?
Well, they did sign up for it, actually, and this is
how much he got less respect for his own voters, bro. Yeah, they did. Nigga, for any politician tell you that shit, he got to be batshit crazy. You ain't never heard Biden come out and say, oh, yeah, they did. They voted for this or what I'm doing. You ain't never heard a politician say that. Other than you start hearing these crazy-ass Republican politicians and Trump. They did vote for this. Yes, they did. They did not vote for you to fuck their lives up with this trade war. And let me explain something to you. This is why I tell y'all, Trump supporters ain't that damn bright. Because they don't know how tariffs work. A lot of them don't. And even the ones that does, they still voted for it because of the racism. They didn't vote. They was like, fuck, we might get hurt a little bit, but they're going to get them fucking Mexicans and them immigrants the fuck out of here. They're going to put them niggers, black niggers in this country in check. That's how stupid Trump supporters are. Now them bitches, a lot of them crying now. Lost my job. I want smaller government. They're wasting out taxpayer money. Some of these motherfuckers was actually working for the government. And what happened? We hate DEI, and them motherfuckers got fired. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do. You see them all on social media? Crying and shit. Like I said, y'all stupid. I'm going to continue to say Trump supporters are the most stupidest, racist people I have ever seen in my life. In my lifetime. Y'all stupid as fuck. You're a bunch of racists and bigots. You're just dumb. The man telling you in your face, y'all voted for this. Partly he right, but the other part, no, you didn't think this shit was going to affect you. Because you're dumb. This is what happens, dumb Trump. You motherfucker. You slow. You slow. You slow. Nobody votes for this. Whoever vote for Trump, you slow. Don't tell us we too woke over here when you slow. You dumb. I'd rather be woke than to be stupid and don't know nothing and just following behind some fucking lines and lies and shit. Being a part of a cult, make America great again. We're going to make it great again. And then when you get in there, your life ain't great again. You fired. They going to take your parents' Social Security, you dumb motherfuckers. You ain't going, all them government programs you wanted to get rid of. You didn't think that was going to affect you? But no, you didn't, because you're slow. You're dumb. And Trump is letting you know that you're slow and dumb. He told you. No, they know what they voted for. And partly he right. But a big part, no, they didn't. Because they stupid. They don't read. They don't inform themselves. They just watch Fox News and right wing, and we're Trump supporters. Okay, cool.
What I campaigned on. I said that we've been abused by other countries at levels that nobody's ever seen before. We were losing $3 to $5 billion a day on trade. We were losing $1.5 trillion to $2 trillion a year. Not sustainable. They were taking
First
advantage.
of all, this nigga's a liar. Trump is a bad businessman. Why is people taking advice from him? Trump is lying. Ask him why have like them tax cuts. Why he ain't passed them tax cuts yet for the rich? Because that should get ready to run out. Why he ain't passed them yet? Why he ain't making permanent yet? Because you know why? Because he's firing all the rest of us, taking taxpayer money, cutting out safety net programs to give to the rich for them tax cuts. That's all his whole process. That's all he's doing. And a lot of you dumbass Trump supporters, you're going to sit there and you're going to allow him to do this shit. And then your bitch ass is going to be crying because now your rent go up, your mortgage go up, everything going to go up, everything going to be high. The tariffs is going on. He done passed these tax cuts for the rich, cut out shit, programs that we all need, retirement funds, 401ks down, everything fucked up. And you think somehow it's going to get better because this stupid motherfucker is telling you that it is. He told you soon he get in there, he going to clean up everything. The economy is going to be good when soon he get in there. It's been 100 days. Where's the economy? Listen, I got 401k. Okay? Y'all go to y'all 401k. I guarantee y'all 401k is down. if you ever notice, I had got sent to some shit about getting SNAP. They trying to give people all the SNAP they can give them. I don't even think, I know I'm probably most likely ain't qualified for SNAP. But they're sending that shit to people. Because they know that these motherfuckers get ready to cut all them programs and people gonna be hurt. It's a warning. And you're just so blindly just ignoring it. Anyway, let's move on, man. This shit is ridiculous.
Give us like they've never. I could have left it that way, and at some point there would have been an implosion like nobody's ever seen. But I said, no, we have to fix it. I've wanted to do this for many years. You know, I had the best economy during my first term. We had a tremendous economy, tremendous success.
Because you was left with a good economy. Mind you, the economy ain't no better than it was under Joe Biden. Now it's under Trump. It's no better. It's the same shit. When he got in there the first time under Obama, the economy was you could say decent or good. He didn't receive a bad economy. Shit wasn't bad. That bad. He had no choice but to do a little good. But like I keep telling people, what changed in people's lives when he was in there? Nothing. Everything was still the same. They were still passing bullshit ass policies, or the same policies that we should have been getting rid of. He kept them in. He didn't do nothing. What are y'all talking about? Shout out to Book in the building. What up, Book? Like, come on. Now, come on. You can't be. Listen, I know a lot of y'all Trump supporters, y'all slow. I get that. But you can't be this goddamn slow. He got the same economy that Biden got. And actually, he kind of making it worse. Because whatever Biden left him with, he hasn't fixed it at all. Prices is still the same. I don't know what people are talking about. Who's going out here saying, you know what? I'm getting ready to go open me up a business. You're not. Because of the tariffs. Motherfucking slow.
Yeah, we did tremendous numbers of tariffs we took in a lot of money from tariffs. China in particular, hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs. We had no inflation, as you know. We had an incredible economy, given credit for a great economy. But I said, we have to fix this. Otherwise, it's just not self-sustaining.
Well, one of the things you ran on was...
First of all, Trump raised the deficit limit. He raised the debt limit higher because of the tax cuts that he gave to the rich. Trump didn't do shit, and he actually raised the debt limit. Listen, please, Trump supporters, listen, I know you racist, I know you bigoted, I know you hate gay people, I get it. Listen, can y'all just just stop and think and research? Listen, every time Republicans get in office, they raise the debt limit. And then they put the economy in a fucked up position, and a Democrat president or Congress got to go in there and they got to fix it. This shit been happening for about 30, 40 years. They don't know how to govern. They just don't. But the one thing they good at of lying to people and telling them it's all Democrat faults why shit ain't getting better or shit's supposed to be better. But the whole time, the progress things are getting better under them, but it takes time. If you put You let Democrats get in that motherfucker for 4 terms, I guarantee you the country will be better off. But every time stupid people want, oh, we need a new change, a change of this. If it ain't a Democrat, I don't know what the change is. You can't put Republicans in power. They do not know how to govern. This shit is not complicated to figure out. Just go back in the last 40 years and see what they have done. The Democrats always got to come and clean up their fucking mess. Ronald Reagan, George Bush Sr., they fucked shit up. They had a decade, almost a decade and a half, and they fucked shit up. Bill Clinton got in that bitch in two terms, and he had a surplus. A big surplus, like his shit, like he would fix the economy. And then what happened? Soon Bill left. George Bush Jr. get in there, and he fucked the economy. And y'all gave him 2 terms. Like, motherfuckers don't learn, man. See, this is why I don't believe Trump supporters about the economy. About, shit ain't working, shit ain't right in your household. Listen, you vote more off of what they would call it. No, I wouldn't even call it that. No, y'all vote for Republicans on racial shit. I'm sorry, identity politics. That's why y'all vote for Republicans. They do the most identity politics more than any party. They fearmonger. They lie, make shit up, and you fall for it every time. Even independents, you fall for that shit. The country is not as bad under Democrats that they present out there to you. Every time they get in there, they fuck it up. They talk about this deficit. They the one raised the deficit. And if Biden had to raise the deficit, it's because he was trying to fix some shit that they fucked up. Any Democrat, Obama, same shit. Bill Clinton, same shit. If they raised the shit up, it was because of a reason, because of these stupid motherfuckers. Because they don't know how to govern. But like I said, this is the motherfuckers gotta fuck around and find out. I don't hope Trump fucked this country up, but I ain't mad at him. Because motherfuckers in this country, a lot of motherfuckers in this country deserve exactly what he's doing. Because some of you motherfuckers are slow or you stupid.
You said you'd bring prices down on day one, and that it would happen fast, and most economists will tell you that tariffs will raise prices. So don't your tariffs cut against that promise you made to bring prices down?
No, because I had massive tariffs on China, if you remember, in my first term, and we had essentially no inflation.
First of all, he's lying. Yes, you did. And then second of all, let me ask y'all a question. Since Trump got in office, he did the entire shit. Prices went up. Everything got higher, right? Under Trump, things started to go up. Shit got higher. Then the pandemic happened because he mismanaged the fucking pandemic. So when Bernie Sanders was going around the whole time talking about raise the minimum wage, it was for a reason. The problem was that even though that some of the companies raised the minimum wage, you had corporate Democrats and Republicans saying, listen, well, go ahead and raise prices then if they want y'all to get higher minimum wages. If you listen to Republicans back then, or even now, they tell you, no, we shouldn't raise the minimum wage. if you don't raise the minimum wage and they hike prices, how the fuck people supposed to live? How are they supposed to survive? They're in states passing laws to have children. Saying, telling children they shouldn't be home playing video games. They should be out working. Listen, first of all, as a parent, it's your responsibility to make sure you keep your house good. Why the fuck would we want to have our teenage kids? I want you to sit, because they don't want them kids to study and learn shit. They want these kids to be at work doing what? Working on farms and shit? Are you stupid? No, I want my kid in school. I don't want my kid working nowhere. Listen, what you need? I got you. I'll bust my ass. But you don't want your fucking kid out here have to help you with bills. The fuck type of shit is that? Understand the agenda they pushing. That's because they're going to fuck over these children's parents, which is us, to not raise our minimum wage. So our kids got to go out here and work for nothing as well. They got to kill themselves too, and they still got to go to school. These are children. They're passing policies, and then they working at these jobs, and then they're allowing the corporations, because they want a union bust, so they don't want the unions there to protect the workers. So they don't want that. So they want the companies to mistreat the people, the employees. You working in toxic fucking factories, and they don't want to give you breaks. They want to overwork you and shit like that. This is what type of shit they on. And motherfuckers, trust me, y'all sitting there acting like this shit is okay. These are your children. These are other people's children that you okay with that. Even other human beings. But everything Trump says, it makes sense. Okay, cool. With Republicans, Trump supported Republicans say, it makes sense. Okay, cool. And mind you, all these motherfuckers that's telling you this, they make millions and thousands of dollars every day. They don't give a fuck. Marjorie Taylor Greene has never made this type of money that she ever made. She owned businesses. She never made this type of money until she became a fucking a congresswoman. She's worth millions of dollars now. Why is that? You work your fucking 9 to 5, Trump supporters. You can't even say that you're a thousandaire. You dumb motherfuckers. He's going to clean the swamp. Marjorie Taylor Greene and the motherfuckers that you support are part of the swamp. It was just the Democrats. No, it's the Republicans, dumbass. What is wrong with y'all? Just slow, man.
1% inflation, which is like a perfect number. And then when Biden took over, it went through the roof. It went to probably the worst inflation.
The reason it was like that, because you helped fuck the pandemic up. Because you wanted to get reelected, so you start running with some right-wing conspiracy bullshit about vaccines and masses. So when Biden get in there, he got to shut down the country longer. He got to spend more money now to get people to try to open up schools and open up businesses and shit, reopen them up. He got to send money now from the government. Taxpayer money. That we should have been, some of that we could have saved. But you did that. You fucked it up. And Biden came in and raised some shit because he had to fix some shit you fucked up. Trump supporters, goddamn, you so damn slow. This man is sitting here blatantly on a national platform, lying to you about what he did. He did this shit, but he blaming Biden. And then say, oh, Biden did that. What he was supposed to do? Listen, I don't like Biden like that as a politician. I won't truly doubt the man humanity for others. Listen, he's more of a decent person than Trump. What was they supposed to do? People was losing their jobs. Unemployment was high. They was losing business. We was losing businesses because of this idiot. And Biden said, you know what? We got to pass some shit, man. We got to help the people. We got to put the kids back in school. This virtual learning shit, we getting backlash on it. It's not working. So you got to put more money in for the kids to be safe, for the teachers to be safe. They had to invest some shit. That's how that goes. You Trump supporters, y'all are so fucking slow. And a part of it, you don't have no humanity for others because you're a bunch of fucking racists and bigots. So you didn't give a fuck about everybody else. And understand the world lost. The world got shut down. Nigga, it wasn't just America. Bunch of dumbasses. And it's bad. You know the crazy part about it? It's bad that I got to keep explaining this to stupid Trump supporters because Trump continues to keep coming out here and Republicans lie to you and try to blame. They basically try to put Trump fucking up the COVID shit on Biden and Democrats. Nigga, what? He was the president. The Republicans was running the country. They fucked the pandemic up. Well, they made it worse. We just listen. We got some of the most uneducated, racist, bigot motherfuckers in the world here. Listen, I'm gonna say this to white folks: if you good or bad, man, check your people, man. Check yourselves. Y'all fucked the country up. The country fucked up because of white people. And I'm gonna stand on that shit. I'm sick of motherfuckers trying to blame everybody else but themselves. It is more white people here. It is more white people that vote than any other minority. You can put a lot of minority groups together and it still won't come as close to how many white people vote. You vote for this fuck shit. But it's everybody else. We the problem. Diversity, that's bad. Wokeness. DEI. It's everybody else's fault. But y'all racist motherfuckers. Or the motherfuckers that supposed to be with us, you don't check your people. Listen, people, you got a certain type of responsibility when you know better. This is what I learned in life. That's why I don't listen. Let me be real. Listen, I still got love for my friends from a distance that I don't fuck with no more. But I don't fuck with a lot of them because morally, as somebody that knows better in the shit that a lot of my friends does, I can't be around that shit. And even family members, I can't be involved. I can't be around you and think what you're doing is okay. I can't do that. Morally, I can't. Listen, people, I had a lot of fucking friends when I didn't give a fuck about nothing. But when I started giving a fuck and I understood of being a decent human being and having humanity and understanding what's right and what's wrong, and I started living on my morals as a lifestyle. My morals is my lifestyle. Nigga, I lost a lot of friends. I don't hang around a lot of family members. I can't do it because I know better. And when you know better, you supposed to do better. I'm sorry to all the good white people out there. Y'all ain't doing enough. Don't ask black people. Don't ask minorities to help y'all fix the stupid shit that you allow your stupid people to do. Sorry. Oh, yeah, Kenny, you're making it a race thing. It is a race thing. This country was built on a race thing. It's still a race thing. We in 2025, and we got, it seemed like racist people more emboldened than they ever was. Since I was born, or since I could comprehend, and I was born in the 80s. We see people don't use logic, comprehension about shit. They go off of racism and bigotry. So don't tell me that I'm tripping, I'm too woke, I don't see what the fuck I see. And like I told you, it is only one race in this country that don't have to have straight up proof. Just let you know when we feel racism, when we think something is racist, it is black folks. You should always listen to a lot of our black people. We know that gut feeling. Listen, no disrespect to the Jews, the Mexicans, the Native Americans, nobody. Chinese people, Japanese, no disrespect. Y'all don't have the same, y'all don't have that gut that we got in this country with these racist ass white folks. A lot of them. Because it ain't just some of them, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them that like to hide and pretend they allies with us, but they still will fuck us over. But that's black intuition. We know. We can feel this shit. That's why we tried to warn y'all. But nobody listened to us. Motherfuckers got mad at Vice President Harris. Vice President Harris, I tried to tell you. Because she knows. Even though she's a part of the elite in a way. But in the gut of a black person, we know. We know what the fuck we hear. We know what we're seeing. Let's take a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. All right, people, we're back from a quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. We highly appreciate. Go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Yeah, man. Listen, man, it ain't about somebody being a black. I see motherfuckers coming to chat like, yo, that's not about that. This is about humanity. And we live in times right now where people just think it's just okay to say certain shit or make up shit and lie and put shit out there, which it ain't true. Nobody's saying somebody's perfect, but when somebody like Trump supporters and Trump and them just push pure evil, something is wrong with that. Listen, people, I'm not a Democrat. Listen, if I just did a fucking video about Democrats, that I was torturing their ass. I was getting in their ass. I was roasting the shit out of them. Listen, when they're doing inhumane shit And when they're trying to stop, listen, the one thing I always say this about Democrats, what I don't like, a lot of corporate Democrats, is that they like to stop progress, right? They like to stop progress. And what I mean by that is they know what's right to do, but they line in their pockets with the same corporations and the same rich people that Republicans does. So they'll give Democrats crumbs, like tell them, look, we got to pass a policy, just to help them a little bit, even though we can go farther, but we're not going to do that. That's what Democrats does. Okay, listen, I was a Democrat for a long time. I know what they do. But when you start comparing certain shit with Democrats and Republicans, Republicans ain't got shit on the Democrats. These people are not good human beings. I'm just being honest. And they liars. Listen, they're to the point where, like, you can say some Democrats don't tell full truth, or they give half truths. When you look at Republicans, they just blatantly lie. And everything that they say the Democrats does, they do 10 times worse. Just put it that way. And some of it may be true. Some of it, a lot of it ain't. But they do 10 times worse. That's why, all right, I stopped being a Democrat. I didn't go running to be on the Republican side. No. Let's move on.
We've ever had. I mean, we had an inflation nightmare. Now, if you look at what's happening now, we're only there for 100 days, as you say. And in 100 days, we took over that. We had bad inflation for 4 years, for 2 years of, especially 2 years of his administration. I would.
Even what Trump is saying, you helped that though. You was part of the reason why it was like that. Let me ask y'all a question. Did y'all think, let's just be very honest to Trump supporters, let's think about this. Let's just say what Trump is saying is true. Let's just think about this. So Biden got in there and he just started giving people free stimulus packages for no apparent reason. If that's the case, or doing some of the things that he was doing, he just was doing that. He raised the deficit for no apparent reason. That's just inflation. And let me just explain something to y'all. It partly has something to do with the government, but it really doesn't at the end of the day. Because corporations raise inflation of how much they're charging people. Honestly. Shit is high because of a lot of times how the country is running, who's in office, and how fucked up their business is. It's a combination of both. But the government doesn't raise prices on American citizens. The corporations does. Your state legislators does. Not the federal government. But like I told y'all, a lot of Trump supporters don't know the difference between church and state. They don't understand it. They don't know the difference between government, the federal government, and the state government. I mean, in the state. They don't understand that shit. They sit here and pretend like they know what's going on. You don't know shit. And the reason I can say that is because of who you vote for. I don't give a fuck how intelligent you talk or the right-wing talking points that you give. Even if you're a left wing, I don't give a fuck about that. The truth is the truth. Facts are facts. Listen, people, I ain't saying I know everything. All I'm saying, if you just know the basics of how the country really runs, you can't be stupid. The problem is with a lot of people in this country, not just Trump supporters, even the left, Democrats that vote, they don't know how the government works. Shit, half of them don't even know how the state works. Because they don't pay attention to it until they get hit with some shit. Listen, I was sitting there, I was telling my wife, I said, yeah, they giving out all this free money in the states in Maryland. I said, we're going to wind up having to pay for that shit. Everything was all hunky-dory and shit. Motherfuckers, gas and electric went up. Rent went up now. In the state of Maryland. I mean, Baltimore City. It's only happening in our city. Because it's more poor people here. So when the pandemic happened, they had to help a lot more people here. But you go to some of these other counties, a part of Maryland, they didn't really go through a lot of shit that we went through. Because it ain't a whole bunch of poor fucking people there. Or people that like people that live outside of the city, that's the county, that's like the suburbs. The city is the city, nigga. So the motherfuckers that really need a lot more help was the niggas in the city. Not the motherfuckers in the suburbs. But like I said, people don't understand that. Everybody was all good. We was getting all these little stimulus shit they was even giving Marylanders. Baltimore City, Marylanders people. Just giving us all these little stimulus. I said, we're going to have to pay for that shit. They got to get that money back somehow. That shit, like, we got a budget too. That's what I'm talking about. But say that shit. Or at least try to say something, but never mind. Let's move on. People don't listen to me, bro. Let's move on.
A record setting like we've never seen. They say 48 years, the worst in 48 years. I say it was much worse than that.
Yeah.
Right. So now if you look at what's happened, energy is down. Gasoline hit $1.98 in a few states during the last couple of days. It was $3.50 and $4 and $4.50.
First of all, let me just say this, people. Don't let Trump fool you with a lot of shit they talking about. I told you, every state is different. Gas is still high in like big states. Like the big states. Every state is different. He probably naming some fucking state. And then like even in the state, it depends what the area is in the state. The population, how much people drive and the travel and all that shit. That shit is different. It's not the same. Stop. Listen, man. Ooh. Told y'all we dealing with slow. People slow, man. A lot of people in this country is slow. Listen, people, gas prices where I'm at in my area is still the same. Ain't nothing changed. It maybe went down 50 cents here and there, but ain't nothing changed under Biden or him. And understand when we was in a pandemic, a lot of these gas stations, gas people, they wasn't ordering gas like they normally would. They was good on gas. And you got to understand, when nobody's traveling, nobody's driving, they just got gas sitting there. So they're not really making money. Oh, man. Ooh, we slow. This country's slow. Let's move on. Like I said, listen, part of me get frustrated even explaining this shit. It's not that I can't or don't want to. It's frustrating. Because it's like, yo, a lot of people, if you paid attention to shit, you know shit, this shit wouldn't be complicated for you. Or I wouldn't be having to feel like, damn, they don't know this shit. But I know a lot of people don't. And it depends what area you in your state. Listen, if shit is shut down in your area, your local gas station's going to take a hit in the pandemic because nobody's driving. It wasn't a whole bunch. Let me explain something to you. When shit was shut down, the country was shut down. I'm not saying wasn't nobody out on the roads and they wasn't delivering certain shit, but it wasn't like is when shit is back when it's running. So a lot of the local gas stations and the big gas they wasn't getting the money they was getting because we wasn't spending money to travel. Shit, even the buses wasn't really running because nobody was. Oh my God, let's move on.
But gasoline is way down. When I took over, you remember the big thing with eggs. They hit me the first week. Eggs, like it was my fault. I said, I didn't cause this problem. This problem was caused by Biden. What's the problem with eggs?
It was you. It was a part of you. It was a part of what you did. And that's the bad part about Trump supporters. They allowed this dude to say this and lie to them. It was because of him. It was partly because of him. And even if eggs was high under Biden, it was for a reason. Did you understand? Do people understand? We just got out of a pandemic. We just got out of it. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you still see people walking around wearing masks and shit? Because I do. Because COVID ain't gone nowhere. Then you got the measles and all this shit. You got. Oh, man, come on, man. Listen, I remember back in the day when motherfuckers was saying, like, they thought Michael Jackson was weird because he was walking around with masks and shit on. Remember that? Or he was just trying to cover his face. No, nigga. Michael Jackson was traveling the world and he was knowledgeable about a lot of the virus coming from other countries. It wasn't just China, nigga. It's all over the fucking world. All the toxins and shit like that. People don't even vaccine like we have or we do. And now our country trying to tell people you shouldn't vaccine. Listen, I'm just trying to tell you, they trying to kill us. I'm just trying to tell you. Listen, people, I ain't the biggest person of vaccines or shots and shit. But listen, you do research, you find out. Listen, if people are dying, take a goddamn vaccine shot. Like, what's wrong with y'all, man? You can't one half not believe in science when it benefits you. You believe in science when it benefits you, but then when you don't want to believe in something, anyway, like I said, we slow in this country. We slow. See, the problem is with people in this country, they think everything's supposed to be perfect. Everything's supposed to be perfect. Everything's supposed to work a certain type of way. It's supposed to be perfect. It's like motherfuckers like that vote. Then they vote for people and they be thinking, oh, if that person do everything that they said they was going to do, they better do everything that they said they was going to do. I guess you don't know how the world works. This ain't even a political thing. This is just the world. You don't get everything you want. You try to push for it. This is why black people, we know how to move movements. We push the MLO. We the culture. I keep telling y'all, a lot of people in this country, they know nothing about pushing movements. Let me explain something to you. You see how all these people, white people, a lot of them, out here, they protesting, they had these town halls, they saying all this goofy shit, not goofy shit, but they mad, they upset. You see that movement don't mean nothing? Hmm? Hmm? You know why it don't mean nothing? Because black people ain't out there. We ain't out there. We ain't in the front of that. Because we know how to push movements. You see what we did to Target? See, our shit had more of an effect than you see a lot of these millions of people, these thousands of people that came out, they did that little march and all that other shit. It's different, ain't it? Would it change? They angry, so would they change? Ain't nobody talking about Trump still doing what he doing. Republicans still don't give a fuck. They even got more balls to go at these town halls and just say the same old stupid shit. And what happens when you go to town halls now? You disagree with them, yell, scream, they get the police, lock you up. Who does that? But this somebody supposed to represent you. Mind you, Republicans are going to their districts and talking to their people, and they're telling their people, they don't even want to hear the people ask them questions. They got to write it down, and then they hear it or whatever. They'll read it out. I was looking at the Marjorie Taylor Greene shit, and she wrote it down and all that shit. Well, they wrote it down or whatever, and she read it. And she just straight lied. Because they don't care. They don't want to feel that interaction with the people. Because they know they in the wrong. Go when the Democrats went to town halls in these red states, they cursed them out and everything. Democrats took that shit and talked to the people. That's the difference. The Republicans don't care about nobody. But like I said, slowly but surely, hopefully, Republican voters and Trump supporter voters will understand that the Republican Party is the elite. The politicians that you vote for, they are the elite. Nobody goes and fuck with Trump unless you think you're getting something from him. Any corporation, any rich person, any famous person you see that go fuck with Trump, they're getting something. They're getting something out of it. They're not doing that shit because it's genuine. The man's not genuine. So what going to talk to Trump is not genuine. This dude that's reporting him, he's doing this shit because it's a big scoop for him. It's always an agenda, but is it genuine? Is he going to fight back? Is he going to push back? From what I see a little bit, he has. But at the end of the day, it's about getting that interview. Let's move on.
And they said they've doubled it. Well, eggs are down 87% since I got involved.
A lot of that is
And by the
bird
way,
flu,
and there were
right?
plenty of eggs for Easter, which we just went through. There were plenty of eggs for Easter. They were saying you won't have enough eggs for Easter. My secretary did a fantastic job on eggs. Groceries are down. Everything's down.
Okay.
Interest rates are the same. Interest rates should be down, but we have a Federal Reserve that wants to be stubborn. They want to be cute.
We'll get to that.
Because they're not gonna lie to the people like you're doing. Talking about everything down. Everything ain't down. Trump didn't change nothing. Listen, people. Listen. I'm gonna tell you why people ain't affected by a lot of shit. Right? Because it depends where you live. But the other part is the companies, when the companies stop giving, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. This is the thing I noticed. When companies start giving low prices for a lot of shit, it's a problem. Like usually you get they lower prices in like it got to be like a holiday or a certain time. You get what I mean? Father's Day, Mother's Day, like they got those type of little prices. listen, you go now and try to get some shit, ain't really no prices lowered like that. They not lowering shit. And like I said, it depends where you live too. It depends where you live. Listen, listen, you need to listen to the corporations when they're telling you shit is good ready to happen. Listen to them, because they're warning you and telling you if this shit continues with what Trump is doing, we got to start charging the people, because now we got to survive. So now we're going to charge the people higher prices. Right now, a lot of people ain't feeling it right now. They genuinely not. It ain't a lot. It's some, but it ain't a lot. When it comes to being a lot, then you will understand what the corporations was telling you. These CEOs of corporations are telling you. They on national TV telling you. You ain't listening. You just still believing in Trump. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Let's move on.
You said something a couple of weeks ago that struck me. You said concerning the tariffs, which economists say are going to raise prices. You said, quote, hang tough.
Wow.
It won't be easy. You said that to the American people. Is that what Americans should
Well, I've
expect?
said
Some
that.
hard times?
I've said
Because
that
of
during
these
my
tariffs?
campaign. Look, we won a campaign.
No,
By a
first of
lot.
all, he did not say that. That is a lie. He did not say that. He said, when I get in there, America gonna be great. We're gonna be making money like it ain't nothing. That's what he said. He didn't say this shit that he said now, that it's gonna be tough at first. He did not say that. That is a lie. This is what I mean about Trump supporters. Why y'all letting him lie to y'all? He ain't lying to people like me, because I know he lying. Trump did not say that. He said, when I get in there, we're gonna be making all the money in the world. Everybody gonna be getting money. Just like a scam artist. Lying and shit. We gonna get rich. We gonna have money. It's gonna be crazy. Once I get in there, that's what he said. Paraphrasing a little bit, but that's what he said. Basically what he said. And he got in that bitch, and ain't nothing changed. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Actually, he fucking up the economy. Slowly by surely. But anyway, let's move on.
We won all 7 swing states. We won the popular vote by a lot. You know, we had a tremendous campaign. I said all of these things during my campaign. I said, you're going to have a transition.
Let me say this. Trump won. When he ran against Biden, the same amount of people that voted for him then voted for him this time around. The only difference is that a lot of people didn't vote in these swing states. That's why he won the popular vote. Don't get that shit misconstrued. That's why I keep trying to tell people, man. If you please just Trump supporters, just educate yourselves. He got the same many votes that he got when he ran against Biden the first time. The same shit. The only difference is this time around, a lot of them swing states didn't vote. Even in the swing states, he got the same many votes. A lot of people just didn't vote. That's all that is. Trump lies to y'all, and y'all just lie. You just let this shit come in and this shit supposed to make sense. It doesn't. He's lying. If you just educate yourself, you know he's lying. It's not true. He got the most votes. No, he didn't. He got the same goddamn votes. Same electoral college votes. that he got when he ran against Biden. And Biden beat him. The only difference was in these electoral college states, because she outdid him. She had more votes than him, the popular vote. I mean, the popular vote. Well, no, hers was a little lower, but it wasn't that far from, like, off from his. And the electoral, her shit was just a little off because a lot of people didn't vote. That's all what happened, people. And like I said, if you ain't woke, then you don't know what I'm talking about because you don't like wokeness, right? What happens is in a lot of these states, they basically was disenfranchising people from voting. So just look that shit up. They were passing policies and laws to make people don't want to come out and vote. They did that shit on purpose. Like I don't like you Trump supporters, y'all slow, man. We too woke, but y'all slow. You slow as fuck. Let's move on.
Period. We've been ripped off by every country all over the world. They're laughing at us. They thought we were stupid people, and we were. And I said, that's not gonna happen.
No, Trump, you stupid. And the people that follow you are stupid. Everybody, America is so stupid before you got there, but now you get there and somehow we smart. We ain't smart under you. You make us dumber. If we ain't wasn't that smart, we were stupid. You made us dumber. Let's move on.
But hard times are ahead?
I don't think so. I think great times are ahead. Look, since I came in, gasoline is down, groceries are down, egg prices are down, many things are down, just about everything. You know, you don't have the drop in fuel and energy and oil like we did. I took it from maybe $3.20, maybe more than that, down into a much lower number. When you have that kind of a drop, you're not going to have inflation.
Not now, but it's the tariffs, right? We still have 145% tariffs on China.
Why is it?
Your Treasury Secretary said we basically have an embargo on China.
Look, you're trying to say something's going to happen.
No. Okay, well,
Nothing's going to happen.
You know business. I want to ask you.
I do know business.
Yes, so 145% tariffs on
First
China.
of all, he does not know business. Trump is the worst businessman that I have ever seen. How he's the businessman? How he's the best businessman? And he went bankrupt. Then 8 to 9 times. Listen, people, listen. You don't go bankrupt like that. Listen, 1 bankruptcy, I get. 2 bankruptcy, almost your fault, their fault. You go bankruptcy 3 times. Nigga, this is your fault. It's your fault because you should have known better from the first 2 times of what you should do and what not to do. You can't go bankrupt over 2 times. Like, come on. He went bankruptcy 8 times. Filed for bankruptcy 8 times. But he a great businessman. I was watching Akon. What Akon said, he said about going bankruptcy when you're rich like that. Right? The problem with Akon said, and he said some shit that made sense. Right? Because he was trying in his way, he did an interview. He was in a way telling us the game of how rich white people get away with shit when they fuck some shit up. Right? Now, the problem with that is that if you just a regular person Not a regular person, or a regular rich person, you can say, right? Somebody rich and you in the business world, I get that. That makes more sense to me, what Akon was saying. Go bankrupt, I mean, it happened, blah, blah, blah. I get that. The problem with that is Trump is a 8 to 9 time bankruptcy dude that's trying to, he ran for president and try to tell everybody he's great at running the business. So that means he's great at running the country. That's not true. That's not true. Understand something. This one put you on game. Trump can't get a loan in America from no bank. Not one. He can't get a loan from not one bank in America. Not an American bank. He can't get one. You know where Trump get his loans from? Foreign banks. He can't get one here. That's real talk. He can't get a bank in America to give him a loan. You remember, I think it was the Stormy Daniels? It was one of them cases they had. They was like, nah, we not giving him nothing. Because he's not trustworthy. Yo, when you go bankruptcy after the second time, nigga, come on, man. Come on, man. Ain't no bank giving you no loan. You talking about 8 times. Ain't no bank can trust you. No bank can trust you. Like, mind you, when you go bankruptcy, a lot of the times you pay a little money here and there, try to get your credit back up, right? Because I was listening to what Akon was saying, he was right. But the problem with that is now you got banks that knows your history now. Even if you got your shit back up, your credit back up, they won't trust you to loan you no money, man. Now just be real about that shit. You can't go bankrupt 8 times, bro. Listen, I don't even know nobody. And I try to go back and look at history of a lot of motherfuckers that went bankrupt. They're famous people, whoever. I don't know nobody that went that bankrupt that many goddamn times. I don't know. And for this dude to sit out here and talk about, oh, well, you know, I am a businessman. You're not a businessman. You're a scam artist, number one, and you work the game. And kudos to you, right? But the other part is that why would I trust you if I'm investing money? Why would I trust you with my, just he the president? Why would I trust you with my life savings? Some shit I'll buy in. And mind, he's doing the same shit now, scamming people, telling people we're going to cut Social Security and all that other shit because it got to happen. Yo, people people that spent 30, 40, 50 years. I know even for me, my first fucking job was probably when I was 18 years old. So I've probably been paying into that shit for about 30 years. I mean, not 30 years, 20 years. A little over 20 years. So you telling me I've been paying all this money into Social Security and you want to cut my shit? You want to take my shit? Nah, bro. That shit don't make no sense. Listen, people, I need y'all to understand what he's saying. This man is a con artist. You've been paying in Social Security since, say you was working since you was 18. Like I was. I had a 9 to 5. I'm paying into Social Security to help me out when I get old. And this motherfucker talking about, nah, you got to take that away. And mind you, Social Security ain't hurt nobody. When you pay into Social Security, people, right? They're not using that money for nothing. that money that's in Social Security, it stays there. The people that signs up for it, okay, they're supposed to get Social Security. This ain't no shit that affects the economy, right? This is shit that it's a safety net. This ain't no shit that we're like, oh, well, the economy is going up because people paying too much into Social Security. That's not what that is. That's some shit for you. When you retire or you get a certain age or you can reach that age, the way you know you got some money still coming in, you can have your retirement and Social Security coming in at the same time. That's supposed to help you because you paid in it for however long you've been working in the workforce. They've been taking that money out. And now this motherfucker talk about, we're going to cut that. Republicans say they're going to cut that. It's like retirement money, people. Let's go to a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. All right, people, back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, so you guys get a lot of streams when we go live, people. And if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate it. All right, listen, man. Please educate yourselves, man. They're trying to take some shit that does not hurt the economy. They're just trying to take money. They're talking about, you heard them. They said some shit like, it's a social program, right? Social Security is not a social program. Social Security is some shit we pay into, nobody touches until you get a certain age. You get in your elderly age. That's what that shit is for. This ain't like Social Security don't hurt nobody, bro. It does not hurt you. Mind you, if they cut Social Security, you're still going to pay into it. Let's say they cut it 50%. You're still going to pay for it. If they cut it 10%, 5%, you're still going to pay into it. They're just taking the money away that you already put in. But you're still going to put in the money. Listen, you have to, when it comes to Social Security, that means you just telling people they don't got to pay into Social Security no more. You just cutting it all straight off. That means we should not even be paying in Social Security no more. Like I told y'all, pay attention. If they cutting Social Security, that means we shouldn't even pay for Social Security no more. Let's be real. I wish people read more or just even pay attention more and research more. Let's move on.
And that is
That's good.
basically
That's
an
good.
embargo.
They deserve it.
It'll raise prices on
They
everything
deserve
from
it.
electronics to clothing to building houses.
You don't know that. You don't know whether or not China's going
That's
to eat it.
mathematics.
China probably will eat those tariffs, but at 145, they basically can't do much business with the United States. And they were making from us $1 trillion.
And yes, yeah, then you're right, sir. But what you keep forgetting, he's right about that. They can't do business with they eat them turds. They can't do business with America. Nigga, you act like America's the only place they do business with. China is right now behind the scenes like, yo, cutting America out like, yo, we may gotta go fuck with them other more people. Like they doing other businesses, nigga. You act like they just worrying about America. Like Trump is so goddamn delusional. I talked about this shit about China before. Yo, Trump really think that these countries need us. Like I said, China's already in negotiations with our allies. They already in negotiations with the dictator countries with Russia and shit. Like this dude is stupid, man. But let's move on.
$1 a year. They were ripping us off like nobody's ever ripped us off. And by the way, we have other countries that were just as bad. If you look at the European Union, it was terrible what they've done to us. Every country, almost every country in the world was ripping us off. They're not doing that anymore.
I want you to think about the
First
boom.
of all, they ain't doing shit with America other than what we got. You keep talking about like these tariffs are still like these tariffs that he say he put out. Like they activated. No, nigga, you put a hole on them. What are you talking about? You ain't do shit. See, I would have respected more what Trump is saying if he's actually, the tariffs was actually in. He put a pause on it for 90 days. Because his pussy ass, he's scared. Because the economist told him, you keep doing this shit, you're going to fuck the country up. And people are just listening to this motherfucker. Okay, cool. Let's move on.
Countries had in small businesses, mom and pop Etsy stores, small businesses that
Really?
became
They
big
haven't had a
businesses.
boom because of inflation.
Well,
The
you know
boom,
what
the
they've
boom
done.
was inflationary boom. The people were wiped out with inflation. I mean,
Yes.
you read the news, you
Yes.
do the business
Now
stuff,
they
I assume.
face. Now a lot of them built those businesses on the trading model.
Yeah, and they're going to
before
make
you.
more money
They
now.
sourced their products overseas, and now they're looking at an extinction
I've been
event.
here.
They're disaster for them.
I've been here for 3 months. I've taken a trade deficit down to a number that's very, very starting to get really good. I just got here.
First of all, he's lying. Listen, Trump is still under in his first 100 days of the economy. Shit ain't collapsed yet because Biden was fixing shit. Right? Shit is still the same. It's nothing different. And now he's doing the tariffs. He put a pause in that shit because they were telling him, hey man, if you continue to go with this shit that you get ready to do, you get ready to fuck the economy up worse than what it really is or how bad people say it is. It's going to be worse. These corporations are telling them, stock market is telling this nigga this shit. The Federal Reserve is telling him. That's why he put the pause on it. And he's sitting there acting like, shit is still good. We still, nigga, you just, what? How in 3 months he made the economy better? You cannot make the economy better in 30 days. I mean, not 30 days, but in 100 days. You can't do that. It's impossible. If the economy was fucked up when you got it, how in 100 days you fixed it? Shit is better now. Shit is going up. How? That don't make no sense, my people. He's lying. They patent stats, nigga. That's what they doing. And they taking credit for some shit that Biden did. And then trying to blame him when shit is going wrong, that he's fucking up. Come on, bro. Let's move on, y'all.
We had a country that it was not sustainable. What Biden did to this country between the open borders where criminals poured into our country, between every country in the world ripping us off on trade.
Let me say this. let's go to the immigration shit. What they got to do with economics? Nothing. All these illegal immigrants coming over here, it hurt us economically wrong, economically bad. He's lying. That shit has nothing to do with it. So stop bringing that up. Now you talking about, oh, Biden did some shit of, you know, the world was taking advantage of us and shit like that or whatever. Trump, well, they was kind of doing the same shit under you too. You didn't really change anything like that. And I keep asking the people, what had changed in your life when Trump was in there? Nothing. Nothing changed. It wasn't Trump and the Republican parties fighting for you to raise the minimum wage. It was not them. You got a minimum wage, and people and these companies raised the minimum wage because of Democrats. That had nothing to do with Republicans. They had Trump, none of them. Please, just come on, man. Damn it, Trump supporters. Just wake up. I know you, whatever the reason that you hate Democrats, I get that. I'm not a Democrat. I'm just telling y'all. They do not, listen, Republicans do not fight for the little people. They do not. I'm just trying to tell y'all. It wasn't Republican senators and government, Republican governors and mayors and shit in certain states fighting for a high minimum wage for you. It was not them. It wasn't them. That was Bernie Sanders. That was the Democrat Party. Well, part of the Democrat Party because, you know, you still got Joe Biden and all them, you know, the elites. They fell in line with that because they were trying to steal the shine from Bernie. Come on, man, stop. Please pay attention. That's all I ask you to do. Listen, I don't expect nothing from you because I think y'all stupid, but goddamn, pay attention to reality. Your reality is fuck shit. This dude is conning you. He's a con man. He's sitting here lying. Trump act like, I'm coming to give people more money. He didn't even fight for you to get higher minimum wages or the Republican Party. They didn't do that. That wasn't even a part of their agenda. He just kept saying, I'm going to bring the tariffs and bring more money to the American people. How? Do y'all understand when he does the tariffs, that shit, we got to pay higher prices because the corporations getting charged higher prices, right, for shit coming in. And then now they got to charge us more because they're getting charged higher. That's how that works. That's how tariffs work. If you don't do it correctly. And that's what he did. But this is the same party, like I said, even though they're doing all that shit, they still against raising the minimum wage. And y'all sitting there telling me that they actually give a fuck about the regular folks. Off the tariffs, you should know that that's not true. Let's move on.
It was not sustainable.
So your message to those small businesses who are saying we can't live a month, 2 months with these tariffs. Apple got a big deal. Is there something for them?
No, not only Apple. We've got $7 to $8 trillion being invested in our country in 2 months. Biden didn't have that over a year. I mean,
first of all that shit, let's just say what he's saying is true. People, do y'all understand the investments of building anything? It takes time. That's why Trump keeps saying, I got all this money. these trillions of dollars coming in. Right? Now, mind you, ask yourselves, if the people, like even the AI shit, if people are ignorant and stupid and you're treating them stupid, you're not opening up programs to teach them how to move to the future. How are you helping the people? What jobs they gonna get if they don't know how to work technology? See, Trump supporters are so goddamn stupid. And when you got programs or money that comes in, okay, what are you doing with a lot of that money? Or say, oh, we're going to do this. Okay, well, you know that that's going to take a minute to build anything. To build anything, it's going to take a 2 to 3 to 4, 5, 2 to 5 year thing to do. So you counting on some shit that you ain't built. Telling us we winning because we got all this money to invest in this. But people live right now. What is helping them right now? All that money he talked about, how's that helping us? All these trillions of dollars, why is this shit not affecting us? Because, like I said, he's number one, he's lying. Then number two, the other part is, nigga, that shit gonna take a long time for it to be an investment. But Trump supporters are stupid. Let's move on, man.
Biden, nobody was really investing in this country. Everybody was ripping off our country. Apple's putting up $500 billion, but that's only one of many companies. Companies are flooding into our country right now.
So your answer to the concern about the tariffs
Understand, first of all, that, listen, Apple is going to invest in the market anyway because they are a global corporation. What the fuck is he talking about? Apple around the world is investing in other countries. This nigga talking about ain't nobody else getting no money from Apple or some of these big countries. What are you talking about, bruh? And like I said, you go to a lot of these countries where they manufacture shit, right? They do slave labor. We don't do that. But that's what America is trying to get back to slave labor for us. That's why they never talk about raising the minimum wage. Republicans. I'm just trying to tell y'all this shit is all connected. Trump talking all this shit. But nigga, you're not trying to pay Americans for the slave labor that you're trying to do. You're trying to have us working slave labor and our children to benefit this deal that you made with these elite corporations. Did he really hold them accountable? Really? He want a union bus. He don't want no unions, so we won't get mistreated. Like, what are y'all talking about, man? This shit's deeper than y'all fucking bigotry and racism. God damn it, I can't believe Trump supporters are so goddamn stupid. Let's move on, man.
Everything's going to be hunky-dory.
Everything's going to be just fine. It wouldn't have been if I didn't do this. I had a choice. I could leave it, have a nice, easy time, but I think ultimately you would have had an implosion. Our country had inflation that was worse than they've ever had it before. You don't mention that. Why don't you mention that? We had the worst inflation probably in the history of our country. People say 48 years.
First of all, number one, we in basically the 21st century, right? Shit, the economy ain't the same as the fucking 90s. Our economy is way bigger. So of course shit'll be different. People, oh my God, listen. If you do not understand, the population is bigger too. It's bigger than what it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. The population is bigger. So the economy is bigger. Shit is bigger. Things change. So when they sitting out here and they talk about physical responsibility, they not telling you that it's more people here than it was back then, or what the fuck they're talking about. The economy won't ever be the same. Listen, we live in different generations. Listen, I told y'all, it used to be every 10 years. Every 5 years, the generation changes. The economy change. Because of the people, or more people we have. How the world is evolving. How many more people coming into the world? Listen, it's more people coming into the world than it has ever been. These are facts. So no economy in the world is the same as it was back in the 90s. Or I'm sorry, 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, or 40 years ago, or 50 years ago, or 60 years ago, or 70 years ago, or 100 years ago. It's not going to, the economy is not going to be the same. It's more people. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? And trust me, you just listen to this dude. Like, he's not that damn bright. He's a selfish con man. What are y'all not understanding? Economy grows. Deficit grows because of how many more people in the world. Businesses rise. We live in a fucking capitalism world. So of course the deficit gonna go up. Of course shit gonna go up. Listen, I don't care what country you from or what race you from. To a certain extent, as the population grows, the economy grows. The deficit grows. Because now you got to count people. That's where humanity comes in at. And the problem with some of these Trump supporters and people like him, and even in the world, but just the folks in America, they don't understand that it is more children that are being created than people dying. These are facts. The population grows. What is happening, that's why they doing all this dumb shit, is to kill people off. That's why they don't care about vaccines. They don't care about your life. They pretend they care about you eating healthy. That's all lies. These are the same people who tell you we got to eat healthy, but they still will push corporations to still push you the poison food. Think about that. But they want you to be healthy. No, they don't. They want you to die. That's why they don't want you to take vaccines. That's why Trump put this dude in there. What's his name? JFK. They put him in there. this nigga that has no idea what he's talking about or doing. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. I done seen people as healthy as they are, eat right, all that shit, and they die from some type of disease. My grandmother been living. My grandmother most likely thinks she can be in her 90s this year, or somewhere, and she'll probably already. Yeah, she be in her 90s this year, most likely this year or next year, something like that. And nigga, what we eat. Only difference, she don't smoke, drink, none of that shit. She used to be an alcoholic back in the day, but she don't smoke, drink. Over 50 years, she don't do that shit. Right? But she eat the same shit we eat, and she's living longer than people. 90-something years old. She just watch what she eats, take care of herself a little bit, understand she old. Like, yo, it happens. That's how it's supposed to be. Listen, you're not going to stop. Listen, like I told y'all, and for these people to be as spiritual as they say they are, listen, you don't stop God from it's your time to go. I don't give a fuck how reckless you was with your life. You probably reckless because I believe in a higher power. You reckless in your life because God put you here to be reckless. Or it wasn't everybody has a purpose of being here on this earth. Reckless, bad, whatever. We're supposed to be here. That's why I said, who we don't know. Jeffrey Dahmer might go to fucking heaven for all we know. Because he might have been put here for a reason. To teach us some shit. We don't know. God might have created that motherfucker to be here, eat evil. We don't know that. These people just lie and they make up shit and they try to pretend that what they're saying is real. We don't know about a lot of shit. Fairy tales. So I look at it. That's why my message is always to people. Be the best you can be. Nothing perfect. Ain't nothing perfect about nobody. Ain't nobody perfect. I ain't perfect. You ain't perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Just try to do as much good you can do. Motherfuckers don't know where they going, man. Nobody knows they going to hell or heaven. Nobody knows that shit. So, listen, what's right and what's wrong? Understand, I grew up in a different generation. My generation was different. Kids now going in a different generation. Like, they don't know my generation. Now, they learn about it. Some shit we may connect on certain shit, but they don't know my life. They didn't know how I really genuinely grew up. And just like I don't know how the fuck these young folks grew up. I just got a little bit more wisdom. But I don't know how they feeling. That's why I said to cut young people off and act like we know every fucking thing. That's a part of the problem. This shit is fairy tales. But real life is interacting with people. Listening to motherfuckers that ain't come from your generation. Respecting it. Shit ain't the same, bro. Trump moves around this bitch and acting like his what he knows is a factual thing. It's not. And then try to mix it in with the fake religion that he's a fake religious person. And fake religious people put him on this high pedestal. Trump don't know what the fuck he talking about. Like I said, on earth right now, Trump is an evil motherfucker to me. But as a person that's not very religious and have an open mind of understanding that we don't know God, we don't know religion like that. This shit is made up to me, but we don't know. Trump probably is here put here for a reason. We don't know that. So it is what it is. Trump is probably sitting here, this whole movement of shit is sitting here to test us. And you know, it is what it is. Let me just say this too. I feel I'm doing the right thing by calling out this hate and this bigotry. But it's a part of me, probably about a 1% of me. I maybe could be wrong. That's why I tell you life ain't perfect. And you don't know who God is. You don't know shit that you're not 100% about anything. Trump could be, like I said, he could be here for a reason. He could be doing this shit. These evil Trump supporters, all this shit to us could be here for a reason. We don't know if we're totally 100% right. We just don't know that. I just know this shit don't feel right. Because I've been around evil. I've been around, I done did some evil shit. I done did some fuck shit. I hurt people before. So I know this shit ain't right for me. It don't feel right. Even when I did some fuck shit to other people and it felt right, that doesn't mean that my brain was fully developed to understand what the fuck is going on. That's all I'm saying to people. Let's move on.
It's probably in the history of our country we had the worst inflation. And people were dying over the inflation. You know that. Now the grocery prices are coming down. The energy.
People was dying over inflation? What? So nobody was dying under you disregarding or siding with people about the vaccine. We just supposed to ignore that. 1 million people died under you because how you handled the pandemic. But somehow, when Biden was in office, thousands of people died. You care about that, but you don't care about the thousands of people that you misled. And a couple of people I know that died from COVID that you misled because you wanted to get reelected. So you sided with people that was on conspiracy theory shit. Have no license. They ain't got no fucking credibility in science. But you rided with them. And it killed over 1 million people in this country. Wow, Trump. Wow, man. Let me just say this too. This is why Trump, to me, morally, it's nothing that he can do good that I would ever respect or I would care about that he do. This man is blatantly sitting on national TV, putting all the blame on Joe Biden over something that he helped create because of his dishonesty. Him siding with people, conspiracy theories that got people murdered. 1 million people murdered. But Biden is the bad person. Okay. Trump supporters, just be ashamed of yourselves, man. Just be ashamed of yourselves. Right back, people. All right, people, I'm back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real Cash App. All right, let me shout out some people in the building, man. Shout out to Bro Bell in the building, man. Yeah, that's all is what that is. Shout out to Brother Bell again. Catching shit a little late, people. My bad. Shout out to Talking in the building. What up, Talk? Shout out to Talking in the building. What the hell? Listen, this shit is sad, man. You got a dude sitting here blaming Biden for accusations in a way, right? Blame him for deaths, right? Trump take no responsibility when he was in control of COVID, and almost over 1 million people died under him. He takes no responsibility, and Trump supporters just let that shit ride, man. This is why I say to Trump supporters, you're not good, decent human beings. Shout out to Book in the building. What up, Book? Appreciate you. Like, yo, come on, bro. And they just turn a blind eye to the cruelness that the shit that he says. Like he takes no responsibility of what he done or helped do. You had a part in that. If you're gonna say Biden had a part in killing thousands of people or all this other shit, or as far as like inflation and all that shit, you don't take no responsibility into why the shit was that way. Because it happened. All this shit that you saying that Biden did, it happened under you first. This wasn't a Biden thing. He wasn't president when COVID hit. He wasn't. Let's move on, y'all.
Prices are coming down, gasoline's coming down. It's all heading in the right direction.
Okay, let's move on to immigration.
Coming up.
It is an undeniable fact that illegal crossings at the southern border have plummeted, a staggering decline. But there are questions about your methods.
President Trump, the first 100 days continues.
And you know the bad part about this country is that we congratulate bad behavior. Trump is a horrible person, but a lot of people in this country think, he just being real. He just being authentic. White people say he's being authentic. Black people, the motherfuckers that fuck with him, some of them, or a little bit of them, he being real. Trump be being real. That's why, even being a politician, morally, I don't think I probably can do it. Because I've been in situations like in some street shit, the way you got people's lives in your hand. Right? Like I told you, I lost a lot of homies because I fucked up on some shit. And I shouldn't have did certain shit and shit like that. That shit still haunt me. So I don't understand politicians where they don't on some a lot of them on some humanity shit where they don't understand that people died under you of the decisions that you made. That's why I would never be that's one of the reasons why I would never be a politician. I've been through that already. Like I had people that I lost and they got killed under my leadership. You got to be built for that, right? Like, and like I said, I probably can be cruel and pretend like, oh, that's just life. It happens. I'm just not that dude. Shit changed my life when I lost a lot of my young niggas under my tutelages, and under my shit, that, you know, my leadership, or being involved in certain shit. I lost a lot of young niggas my age, niggas a little older than me. I lost a lot of niggas under shit. I don't understand why people don't get that. Being a leader comes with real responsibility. I don't think Trump understands that. He want to be a leader. He wants, like, he wants all the glam with coming with a leader, but he doesn't understand of when your leadership can make you, and not intentionally sometimes, and you tried your best and you lose people under your leadership. I don't think Trump knows that, and I don't think he cares at this point. I really genuinely don't. And that's the problem with Trump supporters. They don't get that. I have dark days, bro. Like, where I don't see shit that people see, right? I'm stuck in a back in the day path where I know for a fact my leadership skills or the shit that I was involved in got people killed. Is it all my fault? No, but it's a lot of my fault. And these people ain't here no more because of the shit that I doesn't say you just involved in. It doesn't mean that you wanted people to die, but you was involved in it. And then if you didn't, and one thing about me, always say this to the young niggas: if understand what you sign up for. With that street shit. If you sign up for street shit, understand people gonna die. I didn't comprehend that when I was young. I really didn't. I didn't think that how I moved, who I associated with, and shit like that. I didn't think that I helped kill people or put their lives in danger and shit. Like, I didn't think that. I didn't think me just even being involved in it, I'm a part of why they died. I didn't think that. So, but see, excuse me, but the wisdom of me and going through that shit and surviving it, I get to truly, genuinely understand it. So when I tell people that, it's not no scare tactics. It ain't no shit of acting like I'm better than you or no shit like that. It's just that, nigga, I know what that comes with. It ain't about being hard. None of that shit. Nigga, if you get in that lifestyle and I know better, if I knew the shit that I knew back then, I probably wouldn't have did it or been involved or just being associated with certain shit. If I knew the shit that I knew now, but I didn't. And I got a lot of people killed. And I was a part of a lot of shit that got people killed. And they don't come back. That's the thing that I be trying to get people to understand. They don't come back, nigga. You don't get to talk to them no more. You don't get to say, I apologize. Literally to them. They're in your presence. You don't get to do that. They gone. And I think a lot of people don't genuinely understand that. A lot of my niggas is dead because some of the choices I made. I ain't saying it's all my fault, But I know it's part of my fault. Some situations is probably a lot of my fault. That's why I was having this conversation with Bro Bell. He was like, he said to me a while ago, like, years ago, he's like, you glorifying street shit. I've never glorified street shit. I lost motherfuckers to this shit. I always tell people, listen, I was a follower when I was very, very young. But when I got in like the street shit, I was more of a leader than a follower. I led shit. I wasn't no fucking follower, bro. I kind of knew that nigga I had to be that guy. I looked up to certain people. I looked up my OGs and shit. It was some niggas that I looked up to that was my age. But I did my own shit. I moved different. My niggas, like still to this day, my niggas will tell you, like, yo, that nigga Kenny was different. He was just a different nigga. He just moved different. My niggas will tell you that. So, like, I was never really a follower, bro. When I got in the game, I really wasn't. I did a lot of shit and knowing that I did shit. Right? Like, even to this day, I look back at a lot of shots like, I knew. Now, it's a part of me being young that a part of you don't understand the consequences. A lot of the consequences that come with the moves that you're making, right? Or the shit you're doing. But listen, I say this because I like to be honest with people. I was about 60-40. 60%, I kind of really didn't know the consequences of a lot of shit that I was doing. But 40%, yes, I did. I knew the consequences that came from shit. I knew you got in certain shit, nigga, that bring war. That niggas gonna get killed in this war. I know a lot of that shit. And I know it can happen because I seen it happen. I knew it. So, listen, I always tell people, like my little nigga, right? My nigga Lil Gerald. Like, I had my best friend Gary that died. I wasn't around that nigga when he got in street shit. Right? So I should just go back to when we was kids. And I just protected them and shit like that. Right? So, but when I got old and I got in the street shit, he got in the street shit. We didn't hang around each other. So when he died, it hurt. But that I didn't feel like that shit was my fault. Right? But my man Lil Gerald, I didn't grow up with him like when he was a kid and shit like that. But when he got in that street shit and I was already in it, that shit hurts more because he was under my tutelages. He was under some shit that I put him in. Like I vouched for him. I spoke for him. I rided with him. Like, you get what I mean? And so when he died, that shit hurts more than my own best friend that died that I didn't hang. Like, he was my best friend when we was kids. He grew up to be whoever he was because he wasn't no street nigga. No, even I wasn't a street nigga. But at that time, but he grew up to be what he was going to be. I wasn't around for that. But my niggas that I was around, and when my little man, Lil Gerald, got killed, and he was a part of that street shit, that shit is on me. So when he died, like, that shit still affects me. It's like my niggas, right? I grew up with some of my niggas. Like, my real inner circle of niggas like that. Ain't none of them really dead. They got their own personal shit. They going through problems and shit like that. Just morally, we can't fuck with each other. But if they needed me, I'm there. Like, you get what I mean? It's a difference. But niggas outside that my moral shit that I fuck with, that was my niggas. Some of them still there for, but a lot of them I can't fuck with. You know what I mean? And I don't hang around them, so whatever the fuck they going through, it got nothing to do with me. They can't call me and be like, oh, well, I'm going through something. No, you can't call me on that. They know that. Because, nigga, I don't get down like that. My nigga I got shot with, nigga. That was I always tell people that's my man. I put his name out there. My man Alice. Like, he was the last connection to kind of like that street shit to me in a way, right? And then, man, that nigga got into it it was about a year ago, wasn't it? It was about a year ago, and we got into it or whatever, and I was like, nah, yo, we can't do that. Because first of all, it was crazy because I really wanted to put hands on this nigga, right? And it's one thing you get mad at your niggas, you want to put hands on you, but it's like a written rule, nigga. Like, it ain't been written down and nothing like that. We ain't got no contract. This is a loyal shit, street shit, loyal shit. We don't fight each other. We don't put hands on each other. And when I feel that way, it was 2 times I ever felt that way. It was one time back in the day, and that was kind of like when we first kind of like, you know, we got real tight. And I didn't know the nigga too much. He didn't know me like that, but we was cool. And we got that shit. We was almost closer doing that shit. That was the one time. And then now I see the same shit now. Because when we was connected, I wouldn't even ever think about putting hands on him. Right? When we was locked in, would never think about putting hands on him. But this last year, I wanted to put hands on this nigga. So I was sick of this nigga on real talk talking to me like nigga, like we still them young niggas like that. Like, nigga, you can't talk to me like that. I'm a grown ass man, dog. Don't do that. Okay, I know you. No, nigga, you kind of really don't know me no more. Like, we don't hang around each other and shit like that. You my man, I love you, but you don't know me like that. That came with family members. That came with OBF members and shit. Like, niggas don't really know me. Like, you don't know me like that. Like, you can't say certain shit to me and everything supposed to be okay. Like, nah, nigga, I don't move like that. And that's how that happened with me and him. And I said to myself, I said, before me, because I wanted to put hands on this nigga. And however it went, he probably most likely could have whipped my ass. But knowing me, my mind frame, I probably shot this nigga. See, that's the thing. I could have killed that nigga, lost my life, because I don't play a nigga fucking with me like that. I don't even fight no more. So I don't mind. If I got in the fight, I'll fight. But I don't fight. I never was a fighting dude. But just imagine, you fight a nigga. Yeah, man. You fight him. He whip your ass. In the mind state, and I told you I grew up in, nigga, you get your ass whipped. Oh, after that, nigga, when I see you, it's on sight. This nigga was at my crib, so all my guns is here. So if he'd have whipped my ass like that, nigga, I probably went in the house and grabbed my gun and shot this nigga. You know what I mean? And like I said, and I'm at this point too, like, nigga, I ain't not trying to fight nobody, nigga. I'm too old. I could have shot this nigga. And vice versa for him. He ain't no punk, no nothing like that. Don't get that shit twisted. But that's what type of shit I'm on. And that shit hurts, bro. That I thought about that about my nigga. So I just was like, yo, we just morally ain't on the same level, so we can't fuck with each other no more. It's not that I don't love him and shit like that, but we just can't fuck with each other, bro. We bringing the worst out of each other. Because we just different right now. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can grow out of people. People are not the same as you. That's what I be trying to get people to understand. Sometimes you can grow out of some shit. And I grew out of my niggas. We not the same. And I knew that shit because we ain't talked in years. But here and there, I try to reach out in some shit. And this shit never be the same. That was the second time where me and this nigga was ready to throw hands or we got to arguing. Like, nah, bro. I understand something about my man Alice and shit. Love that nigga. It's my brother. But that nigga, he's an alpha. Right? But he's an alpha in a way of he still live in the past. I'm not an alpha like that live in the past. I'm an alpha in presence. You can't disrespect your niggas like that. That's not how we do that. You can't talk down to me. And I think he just didn't understand that. Because I probably, a lot of shit that he probably would say back in the day, I probably would let that shit go. Because even though I was an alpha, he was more of an alpha than I was. So it just is what it is, but I don't move that way. I always tell people, understand your surroundings, man. That's my nigga. I love that nigga. To this day, I still do. That's my guy. I know if I call that nigga any day, I want nigga. If I got beef with anybody, I know that nigga coming. Yeah, that's right for him. Nigga, I'll go. I know he got me. But the thing about me and him, we always would like talk to each other like, nigga, you really want to do that? Right? That's our thing though. Like, nigga, we gonna do that. Like we got this weird ass connection, but we just can't hang around each other no more. It's just weird. It's just weird shit like that. But shout out to my man Alice, y'all. Love that nigga, man. And I told you, like, I got brothers and shit. I got siblings and shit like that. But that nigga is like my brother. Like, I love that nigga like that. That nigga's like that. I know that nigga. I call that nigga anything. I got prime. I know that nigga. He will risk everything for me. I know that for a fact. I don't even second guess that shit. So don't get that shit twisted. I'm talking about him like that. Like, I know that nigga, he'll die for me. I know that. Like, it ain't too many people or homies and shit I know like that I know we get the beefing or whatever. They don't like me. OBI people or whatever. Niggas get mad at me. Whatever. Nigga, I know that nigga, I can get mad. He get mad at me. I get mad at him. Nigga, see, we've been through some real shit. We got shot together. So that shit is, our bond is a little different. But don't get that shit twisted. Like, if that nigga called me and was like, yo, need you to do this with me. Nigga, I got you, nigga. And vice versa with that nigga. Call me, nigga. Listen, I may have to sacrifice something. It's my nigga. That nigga is like my brother more than my own blood brothers. My own family. He like that with me. Because I know he'll do it for me. Listen, I love my wife, love everybody in my life. It's just certain relationships, yo. I know that nigga die for me. I know my wife would, of course, but it's different. I know that nigga, whatever the fuck he going through, I know he'll rob me and die for me. Vice versa for him. It's vice versa. I do that same shit for him. It's just different. And we don't see eye to eye. Can't fuck with the niggas morally, whatever. I get that. But if I wanted to get real like on something happened to my daughter or something like that, something real hot, I call that nigga. He the first person I call. Because I know he'll ride. Out of anybody. I know. Out of anybody. I love my wife, but I know if I call him to get down with anything, I call him, he with it. I don't give a fuck who it is. I know he'll ride. And we ain't got to speak, nigga, for years. It seems like we got beef or whatever. We ain't fuck with each other. I'm telling you, I call that nigga, and I want to ride. Oh, he gonna ride. Why try to tell motherfuckers that? Like, it's a nigga I know. Don't matter what it is. And this is vice versa with me and him. I do the same shit for him. I do that same shit for Alice, nigga. But if that shit means that, nigga, that much, that nigga, I'm riding with him. Because I know he'll do that for me. It's one nigga I know that'll do that for me. One. I know he'll do that for me. And I do it for him. We just can't hang around each other. That shit weird, but we just can't. But that's my nigga, though. At the end of the day, that's my guy. So fuck, you fuck with him, nigga, you fuck with me. Like, that's how that go. You hurt him, nigga. It's like, I told y'all, it's a bond. Like, that's my nigga. Like, yo, we got shot together. We been through some real shit in life together. I don't think I had that outside of my wife. I don't think I had that with anybody. Honestly. Well, man, Alice, I had that with him. Just weird shit. Y'all, I shot with that nigga. We almost died together. Like, it's different, bro. But love that nigga. Can't fuck with him. It's morally we just ain't on the same level, but you fuck with him, he called me any day, nigga. I think I'll ride on you, nigga. I kill a nigga for him. That's just real shit. That's one of them motherfuckers that you got that you know that do that same shit for you. I know that for a fact. I ain't got to second guess that. Our conversations, how we have, it ain't none of the other shit. I don't give a fuck what I got going on morally and shit in my life, but nigga, I know if I call that nigga and I say, yo, I need you, he gonna ride. And it's vice versa for him. I'm gonna ride. We gonna ask questions, but we gonna ride. Shout out to Alex, though. Shout out to my brother, man. Shout out to my brother Alex, man. Love that nigga, man. And you know we don't speak, but that's my nigga. He know better. He know. That'll call me a nigga. I ride. Let's move on. Oh shit. God damn it.
Left channel, right channel.
As you said, an undeniable fact that illegal crossings at the southern border have plummeted, a staggering decline. But there are questions about your methods. And so I want to ask
About my message?
methods, about your methods, how you're accomplishing
the
this.
work.
Do you acknowledge that under our law, every single person who gets deported gets a hearing first to make their case?
Well, are we talking about people that are citizens of our country or not?
No, you're deporting citizens at this point.
Well, let me ask you, did they get hearings when Biden allowed 21 million? Because I think
That's not how the Constitution. That's what I told you. He want to be a dictator. He doesn't care about the Constitution. And I don't give a fuck if somebody came here illegally and they're a criminal. In America, we got a justice system. When Trump don't care about that, when Trump's with y'all don't care about that, then stop telling me that you care about justice. We created some of the most horrible criminals of all time, but they got due process. And we all thought they was guilty. And we knew they was guilty. But they still had to go through the process. If you in our country, that's how the Constitution works. Ain't no shit you just make up. If that's the case, if Trump wanted to do that, fucking executive order. He should go through Congress and say, hey, man, look, pass a policy. If you come here illegally, you don't get no due process. Put that shit at law. But they won't do that because they know the shit is unconstitutional. And that shit most likely won't pass through Congress. Come on, man. What the fuck is wrong with Trump supporters? Let's move on, y'all.
The number's 20 million people to flow into our country. You had 21 million people that came into our country through a stupid open border, and they were prisoners, and they were people that you don't want in many cases in our country, right? They came from all over the world. They came from the Congo. They came from South. They came from all over the world. We're talking about some of the roughest countries in the world they had here, including terrorists, by the way. Now,
But the
did
law,
we give them a hearing when they came in?
well, the law requires that every single person who is going to be deported gets a hearing first.
Well,
You acknowledge that.
I'll have to ask the lawyers about that. All I can say is this: if you're going to have 21 million people, and we have to get a lot of them out because they're criminals, we're going to have to act fast. We can't. Do you think we can give 21 million trials? Let's say each trial takes 2 weeks. Is that what you want us to do?
The law
Give
is the
21
law,
million?
sir. The law.
Yes. Yes, Trump. Your shit took months of a fucking felon that you are. That's how the law supposed to work, but you don't even believe in that. You listen, you notice he always glorified slave owners because they didn't believe in none of that shit either. Listen, let me just say this. Yes, Trump. Yes, you're supposed to do that. And if you put more resources into immigration, the shit will work a little faster. But you going through all the due process. People say that even if they are criminals or not, you just saying, fuck that shit, nigga, we deporting them. And then what happens when you do that, which has been happening, you've been deporting children. Innocent Americans. You've been detaining innocent Americans because of your stupidity. Listen, Trump, you got the easy walk-in of being arrested. Imagine minority people that already got a target on their back that get detained. No, they ain't do nothing wrong. You know how that affect them when it comes to law enforcement? Do you even think about the psychological trauma that has, you idiot, stupid son of a bitch? But you don't care about that. And then you wonder why, and the people sitting around here, they wonder why, black people don't like, or minorities don't like law enforcement. Because of this type of shit. You can't keep doing this shit, man. You just want everybody to fall in line thinking that your policies, humanity works. It does not, Trump. It makes us not believe in the system. You break in the system. As a black person that don't believe in the system, right? You make me more and more not believe in the system. Do you understand that? Or you just care about you? Or you're just your supporters? You don't care about me. You're not a real leader. Listen, people, you think everything I say, you think all the Trump supporters I'm calling out like that, I'm calling them stupid. You think that I genuinely want to hurt their feelings? I don't. I ain't gonna lie to them though. And one thing that I knew growing up that I got taught, The truth hurts. The truth hurts. So if I'm hurting their feelings or something like that, nigga, I know the truth hurts. I ain't lying to them, though. I ain't trying to make them feel bad because I want them to feel bad. No, I'm saying that because the truth hurts. They being lied to. Trump want to sit out here and pretend none of this shit he talking about affects others. They said, oh, they know what they voted for. What about everybody else? We not good human beings. We not decent human beings. This is what I'm talking about. You don't get to do that, bro. And like I said, imagine Trump doing what he doing. Imagine a Democrat getting that bitch and say, fuck you Republicans. We don't care how you feel. We don't care about your religion. We don't care about how you hate gay people. You don't like DEI. Nigga, we pushing all that. Fuck all you. How that make you feel? So you motherfuckers voted for this shit, and then now, and then just imagine a Democrat does the opposite of what you don't like. They don't care about you. See, I told you, karma comes back around. You keep, y'all motherfucking Trump, but you keep acting like this shit won't come back around to you. Karma real. I'm telling y'all. And it's going to hit y'all when you least expect it. But like I said, imagine a Democrat does it. The policies, Democrat policies, you don't like about the Democrats, but they do it. And they say, fuck you. We don't care about what you feel. Nigga, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. We're gonna do executive order. We don't give a fuck about the Supreme Court, none of that shit. And listen, and you go through the right process through the Supreme Court, through the Constitution and everything, and a Democrat say, I don't give a fuck about none of that, nigga. I'm the president. And then you got us, right? Or some Democrats say, nigga, he the president. Fuck your feelings. We voted for this. Fuck your feelings. That makes sense to y'all? You good with that? Okay. And if you good with that, then don't complain when Democrats do it. If the Democrats do it, don't complain about it. I'm standing on business with that. I don't want to hear Republicans you talking all that tough gangster shit you talking. But if Democrats get back in power and they just say, you may get, listen, it's very possible. You get Democrats to do the same shit that y'all allowing Trump to do. I don't want to hear y'all complaining. You know the crazy shit about it though, if Democrats did do it, it wouldn't hurt everybody. It'll hurt the racists. It'll hurt you racists that want to just continue to be racist and bigoted and disrespectful motherfuckers. You can't get a job because you're a racist. Okay. So then you still should be able to work amongst good people when you're a bad person and being racist. I don't understand why y'all think that's okay. What's the freedom of speech? Well, listen, nigga, it's the law now. You can't do that. As Trump told you, you can say whatever the fuck you want, be disrespectful. But the law now telling you, no, we not allowing that disrespect and that racism because we can't trust a racist, a bigot, a hateful person. Do y'all understand that? Do you understand that people cannot trust a person that hates them? Wow, what's wrong with y'all, man? Excuse me. Let's move on.
The law doesn't say anything about trials.
No, not trials, hearings. I said
These
hearings.
people came in, they're not citizens. They came in illegally. They came into our country illegally.
And
We have to get them out.
There's a legal process for that.
I can't be sure, and we follow the legal process. I can't.
First of all, that's a lie. You didn't follow it. And I told y'all again, this is where Trump lied, talking about we followed the legal process. No, you didn't. You created an executive order that they told you that's not legal, what you did, or just people that's here illegal, you don't get them processed, or if we going to send them there or not. You went past the courts. Passed the federal government. So no, you didn't actually do it. You passed a fucking executive order and acting like that's law. You acting like because you the president, you get to dictate the law. Fully. Nobody else. Other branches, we got different branches of the country. He ignores that. So what the fuck is he talking about, and why is he lying? Oh, we passed the... No, you passed some bullshit that you think is law. Trump think he the president, he get to do whatever the fuck he want to do. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Listen, a lot of shit y'all seeing, Trump breaking the law, disrespecting the Supreme Court and the federal judges, it's because of what the federal judge, the Supreme Court allowed. You don't get no motherfucking... It's not even law or what the Justice Department said of him breaking the law. That's some shit they made up. But they ain't for the Supreme Court to say, oh, that shit, that's cool. Let me tell y'all something on some real shit. When Trump, when he was in office the first time, he did that shit to Ukraine, saying you ain't gonna get no money that Congress already passed. And he asked the Ukraine president, you ain't gonna get this money until you do that for me. Quick pro quo. What did the Republicans do? They didn't impeach him. They defended him. So, like I said, I don't want to hear nothing from Republicans talking about they're about the Constitution, they're about law and order. It's a lie. You allowed this. Trump should never, ever be in office. He should never even be in this position again. But you allowed it to happen. His ass supposed to got impeached, but you didn't do that because you're a bunch of racists. And I stand on that with the Republicans. You're a bunch of fucking racists. Or you race baited. Nigga, you call it whatever you want to call it. But you're a bunch of racists to me. Because if Biden would have did this shit, did that shit that Trump did, his ass would have been impeached. You was trying to impeach Clinton because he lied about getting some head. Come on, man. Please. Trump ain't never had no moral character, and you let him get away with shit. Please stop. Let's move on, y'all.
Can't have a trial, a major trial for every person that came in illegally. We have thousands of murderers that came in. They're going to murder people. They already have murdered people in our country.
But
we have to get them out.
they're
We have to
bad
get them
guys,
out fast.
really bad guys. But in our country, even bad guys get due process.
If people come into our country illegally, there's a different standard. These are illegal.
Actually, it's not, nigga. If they hit illegally and they commit a crime, they go through the process as everybody else. So that's a lie. Trump is lying. He's trying to create a policy. And listen, if Trump, if you feel that way, cool. I'm cool with that. People might be like, Kenny, you sign with Trump? Yeah, I'm signing with Trump. I'm gonna side with him. But hey, Trump, this is what you do though. You get Congress to pass the law for that. Because it ain't factual, it ain't a law. Because you do an executive order. It ain't law, nigga. Because you do an executive order. Because I'm the president. Don't mean shit. Because like I said, you got this executive order in. What you saying, this how it's supposed to be. Okay, cool. Then what happens when the Democrat get in there? They're going to change that whole policy. You dumbass. You bitch ass. And I told Trump supporters, you stupid. Because y'all thinking, oh, he doing something. He ain't doing shit. Ain't no law passed. It's an executive order. Executive order don't mean shit. It's not law. It's just law. It's a band-aid for right now. Trying to look good. Propaganda. He really wanted to make this shit law. He would go through Congress and pass that shit as a law. Everything he just said. But he won't do it because the shit won't go through. These are facts. Bitch ass. And like I said, he don't really care about immigrants. He using immigrants, murders and kills. He's a criminal his damn self. Why the fuck you think he care about immigrants killing innocent black people? I'm not innocent black people, innocent Americans. Why you think he care? He don't give a fuck about you. He don't give a fuck about innocent Americans that he's trying to help destroy. He pardoned domestic terrorists from January 6th. They are a danger to the country. He pardoned terrorists. Domestic terrorists. Come on, man. Let's move on. You Trump supporters are stupid.
Illegally.
But they get due process.
Well, they get a process where we have to get them out. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the Venezuelans.
They get whatever my lawyers say.
Right. All right, let's talk about the
Right.
Venezuelans.
You heard him? He say, whatever my lawyers say. They ain't judges. His lawyers say they got to get deported. My lawyers. Motherfuckers telling them themselves. My lawyers say they don't get that due process. Because my lawyers say that. Nigga, it's a court system. It's a democracy. What are you talking about? Trump supporter sitting there, oh, he care about it. No, he doesn't. The man said what my lawyers say. So his lawyers can lie and say this person is a criminal. Even one of y'all, you stupid son of a bitches, you disagree with Trump. He say the DOJ can come and say whatever. This motherfucker talking about deporting American criminals to El Salvador or some shit. What? Where is that legal at? You gotta pass a policy and a law for that, number one. But like I said, that's not democracy. They are our own people. Regardless if they bad or good, that's they ours. We supposed to this, and you put anyway. Like I said, I'm gonna tell y'all this again. Trump is crazy. He's out of his goddamn mind. And Trump supporters, don't you ever tell me that you or him care about the Constitution or the rule of law. You are a liar. This man has said what he said, and you still support him. This man is a liar. He's making up shit. He ain't got no evidence. Talking about I'm going through due process because my lawyer said it. Your lawyer said what? Nigga, they didn't go through the process of deporting people. Constitutional shit. They just deporting people. Come on, bro. And then try to make it seem like, oh, I'm keeping America safe. Actually, you're really not. Let me just say this. When you do shit the way Trump is doing it, let me say this. You get more countries to hate us. Because now they know that you don't stand for nothing. And let me say this. I don't agree with the person that tried to kill Trump and shit like that, try to assassinate him. But I get it now. Partly I get it. To assassinate this stupid piece of shit. Because Trump is stupid. You put all our lives in danger over racism, bro. And then try to like, oh, the people that voted for me, they wanted this racism. Okay, what do that make it okay is good? Do it make it okay? What about the rest of us that we don't believe in that shit? We're not saying the poor people that's bad. We ain't saying that. You don't even listen to us. Oh, it's the people that vote, the racist people that voted for me. And that's what I'm gonna go off for. Oh, okay. If that's the case, then you're not talking about everybody in America, because you like to pretend that I'm a liberal, but I'm not, because I disagree with some of your methods. But the crazy shit about it, I have no problem with you deporting criminals. You idiotic, stupid son of a bitch. And you stupid Trump supporters. Y'all a bunch of fucking idiots. Let's move on, y'all.
Deported more than 200 Venezuelans to that prison in El Salvador. You say they're violent, they're gang members, they're terrorists. Many of them don't have a criminal record at all.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. If you take a look,
I want to read you something.
Excuse me. When you look at those people, they were violent people. They were violent people.
But many of them don't have a criminal record
Go
at this
ahead.
point.
I
I want to read you
say.
something. Oh, it's based on their lawyer, what their lawyers have said. Okay. Joe Rogan said this. Joe Rogan, one of the leading podcasters, Trump supporter, about the deportation of Venezuelans. He said, quote, rounding up gang members and shipping them to El Salvador with no due process, he said, was dangerous, and added, quote, we got to be careful that we don't become monsters while we're fighting monsters. Is Joe Rogan right?
Oh, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, we want to be careful, and we are careful. We're doing something that has to be done. We have a country that's very sick. Joe Biden, and it's not him because I don't even think he knew what the hell was happening, but the people around him are vicious people. And what they've done to the country is unbelievable. They've allowed 21 million people to pour into our country. Many of these people are criminals. They've allowed you mentioned Venezuela, the jails of Venezuela to be emptied into the United States. Do you know Venezuela crime is way down? Way, way down. You know why? Because the criminals are now living happily in the United States of America, and we're getting them out. And I was elected to get them out, and we're getting them
Under
out.
the law.
And we're getting them out fast, and we're getting them out legally. Now, in some cases, we have judges. In some cases, they're radical left judges. What happened the other day where a judge was protecting a criminal was horrible. And I think she's got big problems, frankly. And there are a couple of them like that.
I want to talk about one
Wait a
man.
minute.
Yeah.
We have to be treated fairly by judges. And we're not being treated fairly by all judges.
Oh, that's a subject. So you're saying that you don't like some of the rulings, some of the
Well,
court orders?
I think the rulings will be overturned, yeah.
Let me ask you about one man and one court order. Kilmar Abrego Garcia. He's the Salvadoran man who crossed into this country illegally, but who is under a protective order that he not be sent back to El Salvador. Your government sent him back to El Salvador and acknowledged in court that was a mistake. And now the Supreme Court has upheld an order that you must return him to facilitate his return to the United States. What are you doing to comply?
Well, the lawyer that said it was a mistake was here a long time, was not appointed by us, should not have said that. And just so you understand, the person that you're talking about, you're making this person sound, this is a MS-13 gang member, a tough cookie, been in a lot.
He's a lie. He has no evidence of that. They're just making up shit. And there was a judge, I think it was a judge in Maryland, that probably was a fucking racist anyway, said this man was a part of the MS-13. But when he came here, you look at it, because I did the research. He came here illegally, right? But he still, after he came here illegal, he went to get in the system and explained everything to everybody, and they did background checks. So what my point is that, all right, Trump is saying he's illegal, he's this, he's that, right? I get, all right, okay, cool. But we're supposed to be the greatest country in the world. And we got all this technology. and we can't figure out Trump telling us that he knows for a fact that these people bringing they murderers and killers over here, people from asylum. But this dude, he has no evidence that this dude is connected to MS-13 other than some tattoos. Now, mind you, he got some shit from the judge that said that he assumed that he was part of MS-13, but that motherfucker probably was a racist anyway. But let's just go off of that. Now, mind you, that shit happened almost 14 years ago. Never been in trouble. Never been in trouble. No MS-13, none of that shit. They said, oh, the wife said he beat her. Like I said, Trump is a sexual abuser. But motherfuckers support Donald Trump, though. He's been found guilty of sexually abusing women. But they mad at the immigrant that his wife said that he not sexually abused, but he abused her. Right? Like how can Republicans stand on morals? I don't understand this shit. But anyway, let's move on.
Lots of skirmishes, beat the hell out of his wife, and the wife was petrified to even talk about him, okay? This is not an innocent, wonderful gentleman from
I'm
Maryland.
not saying he's a good guy.
Yeah, but his wife is out there now talking about what y'all did. She was so terrified. Why is she still after 14 years defending this dude? He's gone. There's no reason for her to defend him. Let's just listen. I just want to say this to people. Listen, what Trump is saying, right? He's saying it's factual. Listen, there's some type of domestic violence probably happened with him and the wife. Yes. Listen, let me just say this. Let me be very, very honest about this. It ain't a man. I'm just be very honest. It ain't a man in this modern day that has not been into a confrontation with a woman, wife or woman, that where law enforcement come in and say, that says, that woman said, yeah, he put his hands on me. That has happened. Listen, let me just say this. I'll be honest, because I ain't got no reason to fucking lie, man. Listen, I'm a good dude, and I made mistakes in my life. Listen, did I do some shit to my wife back in the day that where you probably would think that, like, nigga, you cross the line with that physically putting hands on your woman? Yes. I would punch my woman, shit like that. No. But I put my hands on my woman, grabbed her a certain type of way. I shouldn't have did that. Would never ever do that again, because I know better. Right? You raise a certain type of way. That's what you think. That's how you supposed to react to shit when you upset. But yes, as I did that to my wife, grabbed her a certain type of way. Yes, I have. It's wrong. But I did do that because I thought it was right. People grow. Right? You don't make them same mistakes. Listen, my wife would never ever tell you that I would listen. Even when I did do that to her, nigga, that wasn't no thing that I always did to her. Right? Put my hands on her, nothing like that. But you got in a situation where you got totally upset and you ain't know how to control yourself. Because I wasn't a good dude. I didn't know how to control myself when you didn't want to hear what you didn't want to hear, or you felt like you felt like your spouse was disrespecting. You don't know that because you weren't raised that way. Right? And listen, let me say this. Yes, I was out of pocket. Yeah, I grabbed my wife a couple of times. you can consider it assault. My wife would never tell you that I put my hands on her, I beat her, or no shit like that. No, hell no. Fuck out of here. Never ever did that. Put my hands on her, got mad, grabbed her a certain type of way that I should never did that. Be honest about that. But I was raised a certain type of way. Right? You raised that a woman, and I'm just be real about it. Motherfuckers don't want to hear the real. Men don't want to hear the real. We raised a certain type of way. Well, I grew up in the 80s, bro. I grew up around OGs. Your woman start talking real slick out your mouth, nigga. You check her, you grab her ass. Hey, who the fuck you think you talk to? Because you don't want her to punk you. You don't want to feel punked. Because you don't want to hear the realness of what she's saying, but that's how you've been raised. So I was raised that way. And it was wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and try to act like, oh, that shit was all good, kid. No. Not supposed to happen like that as a man. No, that shit is bullshit. If you don't let your woman speak and speak her piece and shit like that, then something's wrong about that. And then you get mad at that and you physically put your hands on your woman. Nah, something wrong with that, bro. Listen, don't get me wrong. There's some certain shit that my wife could say to me or do to me, and she can go left. Not lying about that. But a lot of shit that we got to be even about, nah. I look back on that shit, no, I shouldn't have even came to my wife like that. Put my hands on her or some shit like that. Because I did do that. I'm not saying I punched her or no shit like that, but you grab your wife and shit like that. That's still assault. Like I don't think people really genuinely understand that. It's still assault. You grab your wife or you shake her or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's because you ain't punched her, nigga. You put your hands on her, nigga. That's you don't do that. You know what I mean? You don't put your hands on your woman. And shout out to my wife, man, putting up with my bullshit for allowing me to grow. Because I didn't know no difference about that shit. Because you don't put your hands on your woman. Regardless you disagree or whatever. It's a conversation you have. And let me just say this too about men. We don't like that when it comes to women, we so been raised as male chauvinists. We don't like when a woman challenge us. We don't like that shit. We get angry. Honestly. That's what I learned. I've been through it. And I learned it and I've been through it. I'm telling you, we don't like men. Men, we don't like women to we like to be in control. Because we was raised that way. But nah. I grew as a person. My wife is my equal. I don't get to act like my wife is. Listen, it's some shit that I know I do better and shit like that, and I'm more poised to do shit. But listen, my wife is my motherfucking rock, man. If she doesn't do a lot of shit that she does and take care of the family the way she take care of the family, I don't think the family moves the way we move. That's real talk. Love my wife. You know what I mean? And as a man, I can acknowledge that. That's my relationship. But everybody else shit different. You know your shit different. But when it comes to me and my wife, no. If my wife doesn't do a lot of shit that she does, we don't move. You know what I mean? I know my place. I know my place in our relationship. I get that. But I try to allow my wife to do what she's supposed to do. Like I said, I don't like a lot of people like that. Cut a lot of people off. My wife knows that. My wife will tell you. Listen, can I just put it this way? My wife protects me emotionally. My wife protects me emotionally. She protects me because I'll be one to. Can I put it this way? I'll be one to kill people or hurt people playing with me. But if I didn't have my wife around me, nigga, I'd probably kill niggas or hurt people. Probably be locked up in jail. It wasn't for my wife. But my wife she's more than just that though, but she humbles me. My wife humbles me. And there ain't no person in my life that can do that. Only my wife can do that for me. Humble me. Let me know. Nah, nigga, I get what you're saying, but nah, can't do that. That's real talk. Like I said, my wife is my rock. Ain't nobody in my life that I respect and love more than her. Nobody. I won't do certain shit without my wife. I just won't, because I know if I ain't got the blessings of her or doing certain shit, I know it ain't right. It's just here and there, I might go off and do some fuck shit. But my whole life, how my life works, no, nigga, my wife, I can't move without her. And I don't want to make it seem like, oh, she control me or nothing like that. It's just my wife is my soulmate. And how many people that you ever know, I can say the person they with is their soulmate. My wife is my soulmate. She know me better than anybody in the world, and I mean anybody. She know me better than my mom, my dad, friends, family, whoever it may be that I got love for, whatever. But my wife knows me better than anybody. She's my soulmate. And like I said, nobody. Ask a lot of people, have they ever met their soulmate? You don't know your soulmate, but I know mine. My wife is my soulmate. Let me just say something to you too. Just because I say my wife is my soulmate doesn't mean that my wife believes I'm her soulmate. That's real talk. That's real. She's just my soulmate. But I would never say, oh, my wife think that I'm her soulmate. No. Because me and my wife, we had this conversation before. So, nah, I would never say my wife is my soulmate. Would she think that I'm her soulmate? No. She's mine, though. And we just move that way. That's how we move. But let's just move. Let's move on.
It's about the rule of law. The order from the Supreme Court stands,
Came
sir.
into our country illegally.
You could get him back. There's a phone on this desk.
I could.
You could pick it up, and I got all the power of the presidency. You could call up the president of El Salvador and say, send him back right now.
And if he were the gentleman that you say he is, I would do that.
But the court
But
has
he's
ordered
not.
you to facilitate that.
I'm not the one making this decision. We have lawyers
You're the
that don't
president.
want to do this.
But the buck stops in this office.
No. I follow the law. You want me to follow the law? If I were the president that just wanted to do anything, I'd probably keep him right where he
Supreme
is.
Court says what the law is.
Listen, I was elected to take care of a problem. It was a unforced error that was made by a very incompetent man, a man that turned out to be incompetent, that you always said was wonderful, great genius, right? And now you find out, all of the media now, they're saying what a mistake they made. A man who was grossly incompetent allowed us to have open borders where millions of people flowed in. I campaigned on that issue. I wouldn't say it was my number one issue, but it was pretty close.
Right up there.
I campaigned on that issue. I've done an amazing job. I have closed borders. He said you couldn't do it. You wouldn't be able to do it. It would never happen. Well, it happened, and
All
it
right.
happened very quickly. Wait a minute. When we have criminals, murderers, criminals in this country, we have to get them out, and we're doing it.
By law.
And you'll pick out one man, but even the man that you picked out,
He's got a
You
piece.
see how he does? This is Trump. This is how he does. He just fearmonger. Ain't nobody. Listen, people. I live amongst immigrants. I live amongst people that don't look like me. I don't feel no threat, nigga. I ain't scared. But Trump is trying to tell you to be scared that people that don't look like you, that's white people. They are danger. Even the black folks. Like you get what I mean? We shouldn't be there. That's what Trump is doing. I don't understand why. No, man. I'm gonna let it run a little bit because I don't want to keep doing this shit. This shit is like we like halfway in it. I don't want to keep talking about this dumbass shit with Trump. He's a bad person, man. There's no way this dude is like sitting there saying this shit, and Trump supposed to think this shit is okay. This shit makes sense to them. I don't get it. Let's move on.
said he wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute.
Well, wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles, tattoo.
He had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-1.
It says MS-1.
Let me say this. Trump get ready to lie because he believes in conspiracy theories. He get ready to blatantly lie. And he's trying to get this reporter, this analyst person, to admit to some shit that he knows that's a lie. This is Trump. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This shit is a lie, what he's saying. But let me go back a little bit. Oh, shit. There we go.
And very quickly, wait a minute. When we have criminals, murderers, criminals in this country, we have to get them out, and we're doing it. And you'll pick out one man, but even the man that you picked out, he said he wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute.
Wait a minute.
Trump, if that's the case, if they looked on his fist, on his body, and said, hey, listen, let me just say this, Trump. This is how stupid it is, what you're saying. Let me be real. As an American citizen, if I say I tattoo something on my fist and I say I'm an immigrant, I'm here illegally, I'm an illegal immigrant on my fist, on my body, wherever's tattooed at, do that give you the right to deport me? Huh, stupid son of a bitch? Ain't you Trump supporters? Did that make sense to y'all? And I'm an American citizen, but if I tattoo some shit on my body and I say I'm a part of that, without due process, do that makes me a fucking gang member or criminal or illegal immigrant? Do that makes that? It does not. You dumb ass, stupid Trump supporters. Like I said, at the end of the day, let's make this very clear. Trump supporters, and we're gonna move on from it. So I'm so sick of you stupid Trump supporters. You dumb, you stupid, you ignorant, and you racist. And I stand on that shit. You don't say that, you don't think that shit. If I did that, I tattooed some shit on my fist, I'm an illegal immigrant. Is that okay for law enforcement to arrest me without due process? No, stupid, it doesn't. Because like I said, what happens is if you ever disagree with Trump or what you're trying to have, if you disagree with him, oh no, we got to bring some charges against him. He disagreed with me. That's what Trump is trying to do. You so goddamn stupid. You are like, there ain't no consequences from this. You ain't got no freedom of speech if a motherfucker does that. You dumbasses. Trump's you just dumb. Let's move on. My bad, people. Let's move on, y'all. This dumbass motherfucker. I swear we live in the twilight zone. I'm so sick of Trump supporters. I get it, yo. Y'all won, yo. But y'all dumb. Do y'all understand that y'all are not living about principles? You're just making up shit. You sign with people that's lying to you. Trump is lying. He's sitting there genuinely lying to you, and you don't care about it. But you trying to act like you better than the rest of us. We too woke. Bitch, you ain't woke enough. You ain't even woke up. You dumb. Trump supporters, you are dumb. This man is sitting there blatantly lying to you, and you don't care about it. Okay, but I'm too woke. All right, cool.
He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattoo.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was Photoshop. So let me
That was Photoshop, Terry. You can't
had
do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you.
Right. So
Terry.
now you want to assault the dude that's telling you the truth. Think about what he just said. This how bad of a person Trump is. I picked you because nobody knew nothing about you. Why would you pick a dude you knew nothing about? But he said, I gave you an opportunity. Nobody knew who you were. So what it does tell you, right? He pretended to be on your side. Or the other thing comes with is that Trump, you're not a good judge of character. What the fuck is Trump talking about? Listen to him again. Y'all think I'm tripping? Listen to him again. Listen to him. Listen to what he says to the journalists. And tell me this makes sense to y'all.
right up there.
I campaigned on that issue. I've done an amazing job. I have closed borders. He said you couldn't do it. You wouldn't be able to do it. It would never happen. Well, it happened, and it happened very quickly. Wait a minute. When we have criminals in this country, we have to get them out, and we're doing it. And you don't pick out one man, but even the man that you picked out, he said he wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute.
Wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattoo.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was Photoshop. So let me
That was Photoshop, Terry. You can't
had
do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you.
Right. So now, when Trump get caught in lying, not facts, he insults the motherfucker that he was all nice to. Tell him, hey, nigga, we ain't want to even give you this shit. Now you the bad guy because you speaking truth to his lies. Now you nobody. You nobody to Trump. We gave you this shit because what's the reason you gave him that? Hold on. Hear what he just said again. I want y'all to hear what he said. Hold on. Let's go back.
We have to get him out, and we're doing it.
By law.
And you'll pick out one man, but even the man that you picked out, he said he wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute.
Well, wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles.
He had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was Photoshop. So let me
That was Photoshop, Terry. You
He
can't
had
do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked
Think about what he just said. He said, I picked you because you never had this type of interview ever in your career. So you just picked a motherfucker that's just going to agree with you. That's all Trump did in his fucked up mind. I gave this dude I never knew of. I'm going to insult him because he's telling the truth. He's checking you on the truth. I only gave you this interview, gave you this opportunity because nobody knew nothing about you. Tell me how that makes sense. You don't fuck with nobody if they ain't got no experience. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you do. My bad. You actually do fuck with a motherfucker that ain't got no experience. Right? Nobody knew who he was or whatever. You thought that this motherfucker was going to come in here and just side with you 100%. That's what Trump thought. That's why he picked him. And then now he find out, oh, this dude ain't agreeing with me. You know, I only picked you because ain't nobody know who the fuck you were. Think about what he's saying. He don't want no challenge. He want people just to agree with him. Real talk. What's wrong with y'all? Trust me, what's wrong with y'all? This dude ain't a good person. He's just not. And you sitting there, trust me, y'all, do y'all understand what he's saying? He's saying, I gave this dude the opportunity because I thought he was just gonna side with me. And then when he doesn't, oh nigga, you know I only gave you this, I gave you this opportunity because you was nobody. But I gave you this shit because you wasn't nobody. That's what Trump is saying. I gave him the opportunity because I thought he was going to do what I tell him to do. But now I kind of find out he ain't going to agree with me and do what I tell him to do. So he a problem. Excuse me. Do y'all understand that? Or what this goofy motherfucker just said? I only like this journalist because I thought that he was just going to do what I tell him to do. Answer the questions I tell him to answer. He don't get to fight back. Who's that? Trump don't even want journalists to fight back of his lies. He just want them to just, you say what I tell you to say. You ride with it. That is, when we tell you that's a dictatorship, that's what we're talking about. Trump is just trying to be a dictator. Talking about, oh, nigga, you supposed to do what I tell you to do. I gave you this opportunity. You don't get to question me. What the fuck? Trust me, y'all don't see this? I'm tripping. Y'all don't see this. Y'all don't see what Trump is doing. But I'm tripping. We too woke over here. This motherfucker is sitting there telling this man that's a reporter, that been a reporter long as Trump been a politician, and he telling them, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, you know I gave you this opportunity to be in my presence. I'm the president. And he a bad president at that. And then you do that. So, come on, man. What are y'all talking about, man? Why are y'all still defending Trump? Why is this? Why y'all defending Trump? He's lying to y'all and lying to everybody else. Acting like he give a fuck about democracy. How? He want to counsel this dude. Oh, Nick, you can't say this. You can't say this. I gave you the opportunity to talk to me. You can't question me. That's what this motherfucker is saying. And Trump supporters, y'all letting it ride. The fuck out of here, man. Let's move on, y'all. Like I said, this is bullshit.
To you, Terry, but you're not being very nice. He had MS-13 tattooed.
We'll agree to disagree. I'll
Terry,
move on to something else.
Terry, do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture. We'll
And you
agree
think
to
it's
disagree.
Photoshop? Well,
Here we go. Here we go.
don't Photoshop it. Go look at his hand. He had MS-13.
He did have tattoos that can be interpreted that way. I'm not an expert on them. I want to turn to Ukraine.
No,
sir. I
Terry,
want to get to
Terry,
Ukraine.
no. He had MS as clear as you can be, not interpreted. This is why
All right.
people no longer believe
Well,
the news, because
He's a liar. That shit was Photoshop. Trump is trying to tell you anything you see on the internet that he says that's true, it ain't Photoshop. That's what Trump. Oh my God. What the fuck universal? Never mind. Let's move on. You Trump supporters are stupid. Like I said, y'all stupid, y'all dumb. It is no way y'all believe in this dude. He's just lying to y'all face. And you don't care about it. Let's move on.
he was photographed in El Salvador. They aren't there. But let's just go. They aren't there when he's in El Salvador.
they
Take
weren't
a look
there,
at the
but they're
photograph.
there now, right?
No,
But
they're in that picture.
Terry,
Ukraine, sir.
he's got MS-13 on his knuckles,
All right.
okay?
We'll take a look.
It's you
We'll
just
take a
such a
look.
disservice.
It's Photoshopped. We know that for a fact. For some odd weird reason, Trump don't understand that. It's Photoshopped. But anyway, let's move on, y'all. Let's move on.
Take a look at
Why
that,
don't you
sir.
just say, yes, he does, and, go on to something
It's
else?
contested. Ukraine.
Coming up, the Russia-Ukraine war
Don't
You
forget,
think he wants
this
peace?
is
You think Vladimir Putin wants peace?
and that historic meeting. President Trump, the first 100 days.
Let's leave it there. And I'm gonna do a part 2 of it. I'm gonna do a part 2 of it, man. This dude, unbelievable, man. And Trump supporters, y'all believe in this dude. He's just lying, making up shit. This shit ain't cool, bro. This man is lying to the whole entire country. Just not y'all. He lying to the whole entire country. You have no problem with that. He's just lying. This man said in the interview, then in 40 minutes, and I only did half of it. And you know, in terms of what? He's lying. What's wrong with y'all, man? You know what? I'll put it this way. I'm done, man. I'm done with you Trump supporters, man. If y'all want to believe in shit, this shit is unbelievable that y'all believing in. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good, man. This shit is ridiculous. Trump supporters, why y'all believing in this shit? This dude is lying. He's blatantly lying to y'all face. And y'all don't even care about it. Because it make y'all feel good because y'all a bunch of racists. They fucking your life up. He lying about people. He's deporting people and he shouldn't be. All right, let's move on, man. I'm done, man. Excuse me. I'm done with Trump supporters. Y'all stupid as shit. Let's move on, man. I'm out this bitch. Leave your comments, hit that like button. Support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world, man. That shit's stupid.